Welcome back to Talent League R6EU, and well, new week, new fixtures. Only two fixtures this week, but new fixtures nonetheless. And today we have none other than our minor league contenders, Blue Jays Academy versus our Esports. And if you weren't here last week for the announcement for Blue Jays Academy, they got picked up. They were formerly the Godini's roster looking for an org, and they found their home in the Blue Jays Academy. Didn't get the win that they got that they wanted to last week, but I mean, it wasn't too bad of a performance. They lost against Laburnum Gaming, was a 2-0 loss, but again, not too bad of a performance from them. Now they face our Esports in the losers bracket, and it's all to play for today. One of these teams lose, then they don't get to advance further than that, and the other team gets to advance in the winners bracket. I'm 1B, joined by my co-caster here, Squishy, and how are you feeling on this wonderful evening?
I'm feeling good. I can't wait to see what happens this game, as I already did cast Goldini's face off against or Esports, as they were originally called Goldini's, and it was a really good game in Oregon, and there was some good moments, and I want to see more of that throughout today's game. But I mean, 1B, enough from my side. What do you think is gonna happen in this game? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a close smash. I mean,
Yeah.
both of these teams have played together in the regular season of season 7 in the minor leagues. It was a 7-5 win to Godini, so win for Godini's, but a little bit close as they did grab the 3 points in that game. Now, again, it's all to play for in the Titan League series. You're playing for a lot of cash, and
Yeah.
both of these teams want it. They want to go through to that winner bracket here, but it just falls out of my ear. But I'm excited for today's matchup. But speaking of today's matchup, we don't have a community vote, nor do we have a stat vote for you guys. But we do have the map bans, vetoes, whatever you want to call them. And as you guys can tell, for the first few maps that got knocked out by both of these teams, it is going to be Bank and Theme to fall first. And then it trickles down to our last 3 maps as it is a best of 3 series, with Villa being first up, Cafe being second, and our decider being Skyscraper.
And just nothing to add on to that. Aura Esports banned Bank. I think it was their first or second ban, because the last time we saw them facing off against Goldini's, it was a 7-2 clean sweep from Goldini's, as they took 2-0 in the preview and Titan Series encounter, and that's the reason why you won't be seeing Bank. But heading on to Villa, we'll be going straight onto it, and I mean, 1B, first round on Villa. I mean, it's a great map. We don't actually see it a lot, not too often, but I can't wait to see what Blue Jays are going to bring on the attack.
Yeah, no, Villa is most definitely a map that we don't see too commonly. It's a map that it's kind of fit. It's like theme park in a sense with the community. Like, you either hate Villa or you really really love this map. I'm on the side that really really loves this map, mainly because I just don't see it too often. I think the map is well constructed. At first it wasn't, because there's like a lot of sound issues. There's still a lot of sound issues on this map. Some of the coloring is kind of weird, especially when we're talking about like specific uniforms and how well some operators blend into them. But operators, speaking of such, not really the skins but the operators themselves, first ban is going to be Finka, and that comes out from our Esports. Finka, not too surprising, as she finds herself at the tip top of the meta. You will not, you haven't been on the R6 side of R6 Siege side of Twitter if you haven't seen any complaints about Finka. Thatcher is going to follow suit. Again, not too uncommon. He has a really high ban rate, and Azami. Not too. I mean, I've seen Azami bans, but then again, she's been pretty open.
I mean, I see Azami being used quite a lot, but I don't actually, like, I don't want to say a lot, but I don't say it's not enough to actually see a ban. But maybe on Villa, there's new angles which are being made. Thank you very much. I am doing very well. But I think the mirror is very basic. Thank you, I think the mirror is very basic ban, especially on a map like Villa. The power play it has on Dining Kitchen and on both Bar Gaming. It's basically a free round if they push into the mirror, and it's just free picks. For the defense, but talking about the defense, they will be taking Dining Kitchen, as I said that, and it'll be Aura Esports. And we do see Dining Kitchen be a very popular site on Villa instead of Trophy Statue, and it can be very good if played correctly. And as we see 3 C4s on the board plus the cardiac sensor in Fashi's. How do I pronounce that? Fashi? Whichever gives about. Fishy's hand, and I think. Actually, there's not even 3 C4s, there's 4 C4s. No, alright, so Melissa didn't bring a C4. I was correct first time. I think if those 3 C4s connect from above, it's going to be absolute damage towards Blue Jays Academy. And if they find an early pick onto like RPT inside of Blue Jays, I mean, that can just cause chaos, especially on the execute without the hard spawn smokes.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
I wonder what type of attack Blue Jays are going to go with here, as they have the sledge in place, so that signals that they are probably going to go for some top floor control in order to make some vertical angles onto the kitchen and dining site. They also have the Nomad in play, and obviously that indicates that they want something to cover their flank. So maybe again that signifies that they're probably going for top floor control, as Nomad is really good at covering those stairs that, you know, happen to be on the flank of the attackers. But actually it's going to be more horizontal from the two main entry fragger of Thumbs and Brumbarchi. The Iona clone is going to scout out ahead with the Ash following suit. Drones do go out in order for them to fully clear this library side, but for the most part our Esports, yep, two of them actually remain in the library. And at the moment, well, no kills go through, but they are facing a lot of heat. Speaking of heat, RPT takes a bunch of damage, and you don't really want your Heart Breacher falling that early, but then again, on the kitchen dining site, he tends to not really be that important. First kill goes out, and it is for Blue Jays. Brumbarchi gets that kill into blue, and that does weaken this first floor control for our Esports.
Twin comes out from Fishy, and Brumbarchi will just add another to his kill count. He's just find 2 on the round. Good double for the entry on Blue Jays Academy. See A&J off site, top right stairs on that landing area, and Heavy holding in Emma, I want to say. I'm a bit rusty on the call-outs, but I think 2v5 already. Blue Jays have set the tone for definitely this round and possibly the whole of the attack, as very strong opening 3 kills coming out from Brumbarchi and ICOG, and it's just waiting for the XG. You got 1 minute 10 on the board, and you see them trying to rotate it back, and AJ actually close up here. I think Brumbarchi might get caught off if he doesn't know where he is, but I think he actually does. But no, he looks weird the last second. 2 kills fired out as Heavy adds on to that. 3 versus 2. RPT takes out AJ, left up to the 1v3, and ICOG will finish it off with his own double on the round. And Dining Kitchen, why do I keep saying that? It is Dining Kitchen, right?
Yeah, it's Dining Kitchen.
Yeah, it's Dining Kitchen. Yeah, I keep on tripping over myself. But yeah, Dining Kitchen goes into Blue Jays' hands, and I guess it just wasn't played correctly. I think maybe a stronger roam game could have done them the job, but Blue Jays had a good take. They took the horizontal push, and it worked out.
Yeah, and again, like you said earlier on, it was that early aggression that really helped them out in the end. Getting those first 2 entry picks like off rip as soon as they contested into the living room area, and they were able to eliminate 2 players in a matter of seconds, mainly through Brumbarchi's efforts. But again, that was a team round from them because they did it. They scanned out that first floor as a team, and you know, that's all that matters. You know, sometimes you see the Ash just rush in by herself, but she had the help of an Iona clone, and then you saw when the Iona clone was eliminated that Thumbs was droning in for him, and you know, that just signifies to the teamwork that the Blue Jays Academy roster have. For our Esports, they're not going to try that site again, but they are going to go into Aviator games this time, and yeah, they're going to go into Aviator games, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, the thing is with Aviator games, it either goes totally one way or totally the other way. It's either going to be our Esports just, you know, not letting anything pass, or Blue Jays Academy just running in and killing absolutely everyone. But I think it's just going to be up to whoever team find the first kill. So Blue Jays find one, and they just kept finding another and didn't stop adding up. And I think, do you see a kind of a bit of a hold in statue side? And I think Brumbarchi and his fellow teammate RPT will, you know, have the push in and trying to just apply some pressure on the board on the side, because if you give our Esports too much space on the defense, they'll be able to capitalize of where Blue Jays you know, don't have that space, and you know, you can go for flanks. It can just really annoy the execute at the late round, get angles which aren't being covered. But I think with a bit of time gone, it's going to start for Blue Jays to make some proper presence. Opening the breach, do see ICOT also pushing piano side. Trying to guard those mesas, maybe go for a flank, you know, just unknown. Oh, actually, Pew's is down. I don't know how that happened. Maybe a nade, possibly, but Brumbarchi will take out Vapor. As ICOT will, I think, go rotate with his teammates, as it's going to look like a push through the landing in 90 side, as it might be the execute decision for Blue Jays Academy.
Yep. Already a minute has passed, and Blue Jays Academy find that man advantage. They find that lead off inside of this round, and with that, our Esports are going to be backing off, and they're going to be left licking their wounds. Drones go out into 90 as ANJ falls. That's an aggressive push from Bombarchi, and he gets rewarded for it. And again, the pressure, the control for Blue Jays Academy, it continues, it increases, and it starts to feel like a strangle on the R Esports' players' necks as they're going to get converged on in a matter of seconds. Though Blue Jays Academy, again, they have a lot of control towards this side, though 3 smokes remain in the hands of Heavy. That's not nearly as much utility to hold off the Blue Jays Academy roster, but at least it's something.
Something to work with. I think 2 kills already on a Heavy. He's actually going to go for aggressive play. No one's actually going to be watching him though. Thumbs will get very low people, take him out. The flank finally comes around, and the 1v3 now as a double kill comes out from Heavy because the 1v5 clutch, which Mudder finished it off. I was gonna get all happy if he found another, but I think Blue Jays, they found 4 and it was flawless till then, and Heavy could only find 2 before he was finished off by Mudder. I believe that's how you wanna pronounce Mudder. Last K. Yeah, all right, last killer. Thank you, Chippen. In the seat, the man himself, who's about to lose all his money to Blue Jays.
Alright, 2 rounds in a row for Blue Jays Academy. So far, so good for them. As I mean, when you kind of look at, if we did have a community vote, I'm pretty sure Blue Jays Academy would win the vote just based off of their performances in the minor league season compared to the performances of our esports' minor league season performance. In minor league season, if you guys didn't watch it for Talent League, Blue Jays Academy, I believe they finished in 3rd, and then our esports finished in 5th. So not too far behind Blue Jays Academy when it comes to like their places on the table, but again, Blue Jays Academy for the most part had a very, very good season compared to our esports. Alright, gonna try this Aviator game site yet again. And I mean, when we look at that second round, the main issue that was really prevalent was that they just died, and there was no attempt at a trade back, or if there was, they weren't very successful at it.
I mean, I did say, I'm not trying to act too clever, but I did say it, like, if it's just 1 kill, it would just absolutely be so dominant on one side, and it was dominant on Blue Jays side, but I think Aura Esports is going to try again. I think it's going to be the exact same hold. I think it's going to be the exact same push from Blue Jays, so unless Aura switches something up, it's going to be the exact same. ANJ will already be hit onto 53 HP. I'm going to have a bit of a guess there, but with that nade going in, that's already applying so much pressure with 30 seconds gone. Thumb's going to try an entry in through Solarium. Yeah, I was about to say Astro, but it's not Astro. It's Solarium, right?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That's Astro. No, that's the strong.
No, that's Astro. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up.
You confused me.
Yeah, but pushing from Astro will push Vapor and ANJ on the toes as Poos actually goes for flying. Vapor finds 1, Thumbs falls, but the instant trade back from Bombarches we didn't see on the side of Aura. Poos instantly gets that trade, or the frag, back onto Bombarchi. It leaves Blue Jays into a 3v4. I got trying to make it a 3v3, equalize the man count, but I think Aura Esports, they've got the kills that they needed, and it's time for them to just sit back on site and just wait for Blue Jays push.
The positioning on that was like really, really good from our esports. I mean, Vapor did die, but Poos was right there for his immediate trade to keep our esports in the lead when it comes to the man count of this round in Blue Jays Academy. Well, they're left without their 2 main entry fraggers. Sure, they have the Twitch, sure, they have the Sledge, but those are not the operators that you would want on your front lines to be taking those head-on gunfights. And last killer does fall as our esports, they find themselves in a 4v2 with just under a minute for Blue Jays Academy to work with. The Diffuser is in the hands of RPT, as again they do have this control of the north side, but our esports are just backing off. They're playing a little bit passively. They're not taking these head-on gunfights unless they need to. That's how you saw last killer die. And there you go. Speaking of not being aggressive, Heavy is, and he finds that kill into Icon.
I think he's just gonna have to. Not a lot of time left to work with. With C4 in hand and smoke grenade just being bursted out. I don't think RPT's winning the one. And Ori Esports, they finally
15
fight
seconds
back,
remaining.
and I mean, what we didn't see from the last 2 rounds, they got
10
trade
seconds
backs. They found the trades, which, you know, they lost one, but they got at least one back, and they even
5
added
seconds
one
to
to make
go.
it a 3v4. So I think, you know, if Ori Esports keep that up 1B, it's looking like it'll be a lot stronger game for them throughout the defensive side on Villa, and also on attack as well. If they get a kill, you find a kill back and just play the utility trade game and just see who can win the gunfights at the XQ, because that's the most vital point if it does get to that.
Yeah, I mean, pretty strong entry kills as well from R to take out Brumbarchi and Thumbs first, and those again are your two main entry fraggers. If your main entry fraggers don't hit their shots, or if they don't find the opening kills and find themselves at the end of the bullet, then you really do struggle to bring your team back into that round, because your entry fraggers are your main source of firepower. They are your main source of kills,
Attackers
and
need
if
to
they
locate and
fall,
defuse
you
bombs.
know, you have to look elsewhere in unfavorable positions for kills, and, you know, to fight back for that even man count or man advantage, or whatever the case may be. Trades is the simpler term for it, though. Our esports to get that first round on the board, you know, it only took 2 rounds, you know, to find themselves back in it, but all is not lost. You know, it's pretty early in the matchup as well, so again, they find a good time to figure out their mistakes.
10
They
seconds to
find,
insertion.
you know, themselves correcting their mistakes in that last round as well. Like I said
5 seconds
during
to
it,
insertion.
it was really good positioning for them to ensure they got the trades. Especially,
Attackers are moving
I
to
noticed
defuse the
in
bomb.
like the very first few seconds when Vapor did die. Yes, he did get the opening pick as well. He got that opening pick, and then he immediately died. You saw Poos on the stairs ready for that trade in order to keep our esports in the lead. And if they keep, like you said, if they keep that up, you know, I'm excited for the type of match this might end up as.
Spoons actually nearly got caught by Rumbachi on the main pushes. He'll be instantly pushed back as Thumbs will be aggressing a lot as nearly catches Poos on the barricade. But I think Dining Kitchen, I mean, you were short or esports prior, and Poos will actually get caught off guard. Sorry about that. But I think the entry's going to come up from, I think. Oh, you're messing around with memory. I've completely forgot the room is. Is it closet? Is it the little room with the window? Mummy, please remind me. That room. Oh, toilet. Yeah, that's it. Toilet. It's a really random toilet. I don't know why it's there. But I got Will forwards. ANJ finally. Well, actually, doesn't he? Finds a second kill on this game as the air jabs will fall. I don't know if he placed any, but I mean, if he did, see if they actually do something for the late game. And I think. Or esports, I mean, if they hold it off, it's all up to Poos here. If he falls, it's going to leave an opening door for Blue Jays to push into. But if he manages to find one, it could really help them out later on as the prone game comes out and Poos finds Brumbachi, and that's all he needs. He'll happily drop away, and RPT will be looking at his teammate fall as Brumbachi, the big fragger so far for Blue Jays, loses the gunfight to Poos.
What I'm noticing from Blue Jays Academy that might be a negative as to why their pushes haven't been working in the past 2 rounds is they're trying the same push that they did in the very first round when they attacked this very same site. Our esports, they've already come up against this. They already talked about it in between rounds as to how they can counter it, what they can fix. And instead of like adjusting their pushes, Blue Jays Academy, like I said, they go for that same push. And our esports, they're ready for it. And guess what? They got the first 3 kills, and it's mainly again on your entry fragger plus your flank watch. And that's gonna be a blow to the ankles of Blue Jays Academy as they find themselves just a little bit crippled in this round. 35 seconds left on the clock as Thumbs is very desperate to find a kill above him, though again the angles are not in Blue Jays Academy favors. As RPT falls, Thumbs is gonna follow suit as he's getting pinched from everywhere. It's eventually the Mossberg that takes him down, and it is our esports to tie the game up 2-2 is the scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, Blue Jays find 2 rounds, and then or esports. Sorry, I just dropped something there. Or esports find 2 back, and I mean, not surprised at all. Or esports switch up their gameplay and actually try and go for the kills instead of just playing on their site, and I think it's working out. But for the new site to come will be Trophy Statuary, as the kid will be brought on I don't want to say the first time because I've got terrible memory. But the Cade would be brought on very basic. I mean, obviously that Cade is very powerful, especially without Thatcher on the board. And I don't think they will even be
Attackers need
bringing
to
the
locate
Maverick.
and
But I think
defuse bombs.
nades will be enough for that Cade to go off. But if the Cade trick comes out, and I mean, if the nade gets thrown and he places it when like the ace charger is getting thrown at the same time, so they catch it at the right time, it can really work out. And it really only leaves, I mean, you've got one door, which is on master, one door bathroom, and then two on a landing side and the one the 90 side. And that's all you need to worry about if that breach doesn't get opened. So if Aura Esports manage to keep their man count and you have like, I mean, one on each door. I mean, even for the left-hand side, you see on the screen, like the landing 90 doors, which push into either of sites. Only one person needs to hold that realistically, because both sites are like open from across. And I think if BLUEJAYS Academy are able to make another site, or like angle site, or Esports can't hold it, it's going to be BLUEJAYS which are going to take this round. But if Aura Esports manage, I mean, it's vice versa. If Aura Esports manage to keep it to the minimum, keep the angles to the minimum, and make BLUEJAYS force them into one door which they want them to push in when you've all got your crosshairs on it, I mean, they'll win it out. But I think it's just up to the teams to decide how the round goes.
Yeah, no, certainly. Ooh, it's a very early aggression, or not, sorry, early engagement, my fault. Early engagement from BLUEJAYS Academy, and it's Thumbs to suffer most of that damage, though Vapor actually, no, sorry, it's Vapor to suffer most of that damage, though Thumbs does suffer a little bit of chip damage himself as well. Vertical angles are being made, and first kill happens for Aura Esports, but quickly traded out for BLUEJAYS Academy. And that's what they've been sorely missing for the past 2 rounds, right? Just getting those immediate trade backs when one of their main entry fraggers fall. One of those main entry fraggers is Thumbs, and when he falls, it seems like the whole team falls behind them, especially from Barchi. But again, they find that kill, but it was through RPT, vertical angles again, established by Aura Esports as they look to deny the vertical nades from BLUEJAYS Academy. And I believe Last Killer was prepping one, or he was looking at that angle from the Malusi, but he finds himself down. Can't confirm that kill, though. Aura Esports, they find themselves in a good position at the moment, though I say that, and they find themselves on the back burner, though technically it's a 3v3 because Last Killer's down. Okay, then he's revived. There you go.
Yep, we're 4v3 now. BLUEJAYS are 1 man above, and you've still got 2 smokes and 2 nades in the hands of Icock and Mudder. RPT, he just manages to keep himself alive, as both RPT and Mudder, Last Killer, should I call him, are very low HP, and all it takes is 1 bullet, but Icock will take out NNJ. That being said, Heavy and RPT will trade out and actually kill each other at the same time. Now left up to Poos, 1v3. I was a bit late to that one, and instantly taken out by RPT. And Poos will be the last of all that round, and I mean, BLUEJAYS, they fight back after losing 2 consecutive rounds in a row.
Yep, new site of trophy that Aura Esports decide to pick, and I wonder maybe if Aura Esports decide to go there again, will BLUEJAYS Academy do the same thing? Because that's a trend that I saw when BLUEJAYS Academy were losing when they lost 2 rounds in a row. That was the trend that I saw, was that they were just doing the same pushes instead of switching it up between the rounds, which is what you see teams do. If they're gonna attack the same site again. BLUEJAYS Academy is attack onto another site, and well, looks like Aura Esports, while they were prepared for it initially, weren't really prepared for Icox, who finds himself 2 kills in that round. RPT also finding some impact as well, as he finds himself 2, and that's your support players stepping up, and also your IGL and Icox stepping up as well. And you know, when you've lost 2 rounds in a row, momentum has clearly flipped. You need those type of players to step up, and those 2 did it. Aura Esports' last site before the big switcheroo is going to be Aviator Games, and it's going to be the same type of hold that we saw from them in the previous 2 rounds that we saw them play this site, which is a horizontal extension on that 2nd floor towards the master bedroom side in order to deny map control for as long as possible against the BLUEJAYS Academy.
Yep, and I mean, I already said it. And I think what we've seen from Aura Esports, they win rounds when they manage, like, when they take their guns they use their guns in a gunfight. Like, they take it to the actual battle and manage to just, if they lose someone, they manage to bring it back. And I mean, Blue Jays, they were a man up, and that's the reason why they won that, because Aura Esports could hold as many angles that Blue Jays could attack from. But I mean, enough about last round. Let's talk about this round. As we already see quite an aggressive push coming up from Thumbs as the drone does come out. I think Aura Esports have dropped back, and yeah, they have. And I think what Blue Jays need to worry about from this is actually, I don't know. Actually, I might just back. Wait, yeah. I'm sorry. I am right. What I was going to say they worry about is Fishy with the C4 plus the Valkyrie cam, right? So if Blue Jays manage to get to the execute time, and you see Fishy is beneath, and oh, he's already going to use a C4. Forget that. Vapor finds last killer, makes it a 4v5. Or Esports finally have the man count above, and completely forget what I said about Fishy and the C4 and the Valkyrie cam. Just completely forget about that, as all C4s have been gone from Aura Esports, and last killer is the first to fall.
In the past 4 rounds, our Esports find themselves the very first pick, and Blue Jays Academy have been struggling to find that initial pick to put them in the lead early on. And that may tie into the conversion rate later on, though not really. It's kind of like a 50-50 type deal, though I will try and convert it later on, like quick maps, as the action starts to go down. ANJ finds Icox, and there goes another player down. Another one bites the dust for Blue Jays Academy, as they look like they might bite the dust in this round.
Bomb located
And
by
I
attacker.
mean, it's not 1 kill for Aura Esports, it's 2 kills on this round, and it just leaves Brumbachi, which is the big bad. I mean, if it's someone to clutch, it will be him, and if he manages to just keep on finding kills in this round as he did in the previous round. Oh, and already been said, ANJ falls exactly to his gun as he on. I mean, you don't have much utility on the side of Blue Jays here. I mean, you've got 6 breaching charges, but on a site like this, they're completely useless. You do have those ace charges being used at this second, but I mean, I think it's going to be one member. I think it's going to be Rumbrachi to push in and find another player. But do you see Vapor pushing in, but the yellow ping's coming out? Thumbs finds Heavy. 3v3 now with 10 seconds left. The swing comes out. Rumbrachi finds a double on the round. But the insta refrag from Fishy to take out Thumbs. 6 seconds. Diffuser going down. Rumbrachi swings again. Finds Fishy. Left up to the 1v2. And Rumbrachi, he goes insane with the quad kill, I believe. And what a way to find that round. It was looking like it would have been Aura Esports all the way from the 3v5, but I told you, if it's one man to do it, it's Brumbachi.
You know, most certainly a quad kill in that round for your main entry fragger, your main source of kills, your main source of firepower. And when you can't find a way initially, you know, those type of players step up, and Brumbachi is the player to do it today for Blue Jays Academy. Stat line is most definitely stacked in the moment, as he did claw that round back for them. You saw the plant for RPT try to go down behind bar, and the overwatch from Brumbachi being chef's kiss. Though our Esports, they seemed a little bit discombobulated in that round. Just like individual picking offs from Brumbachi himself. Yes, he had a very good round, but our Esports were taking those 1v1 engagements and not really swinging with each other, playing off of each other. Something that was a strength for them in those rounds, in those 2 rounds in a row that they won. They were playing off of each other. They were swinging together. They were getting the immediate trade when they lost the initial pick, or when they got the kill and then that player dies, and you see them get the kill back and retain that main advantage. And that was a strength that we saw from them, but it faltered in that round. Blue Jays Academy take the half quarter 2, and they finally move on to this defense. And just like our Esports, they're going to go for that first floor site of Dining Room Kitchen.
Yep, and I mean, Dining Room Kitchen was the first site for our Esports as well, and it didn't work well for them, did it, 1B? And I mean, Blue Jays, I mean, knowing them, they can switch things up, especially on the defense. We do see a difference in playstyle on the site, but I mean, enough about the playstyle. I think Thumbs being the Vigil with the roam game, I mean, this is the difference which Aura Esports didn't bring. They didn't have the Vigil, which is very popular, especially in ranked and even in competitive play on maps like Villa and others like Cafe. But I mean, Vapor out. I mean, he's going to be the man to either find the first kill on this round or to lose the entry. Swing comes out. Thumbs will go straight back out. Not straight back out. Thumbs will go straight upstairs and, got terrible memory. Vapor will go straight back out the window. I'm sorry for that. But Brumbachi finds Poos again. 11 kills this man has. He just doesn't stop finding kills and finding heads. Icock might add to that kill count. Yes, he does. Icock with the MP5 takes out Vapor, as he should have taken out that Vigil instead. One more outside that window. I think Thumbs knows he's there, but A&J finds Icock with that trade back. Gonna go for the entry, but Thumbs there to fall as A&J takes out Thumbs. 3 kills instantly, go all the way inside of Aura Esports. 2v3 now. RPT and Last Killer left alive on this board on Dining Kitchen defense. A lot of time for Aura Esports to work with and a lot of utility. Lots of breaching charges and 2 nades. They have what it needs. They have what they need to win this out.
Jesus Christ, how fast this round switch. It initially looked good for Blue Jays Academy as they got those 2 initial picks, and then after that, it just seemed like an RE Sports player or coach or whatever just flipped the light switch, and then you saw a light show from RE Sports as they get that main advantage quickly taken away as the man count is even. RPT jumps out of a window to grab the support player of Heavy, and that is actually the Fuser surrendered outside. Vision is on the Fuser, and I'm pretty sure RPT knows that the Fuser is dropped, but he is just gonna give it up. For the most part though, 2v2. A&J sneaking through Laundry, gonna go and encounter the Malusi position, giving away. The swing isn't gonna have to come from that half wall. Grenade goes out, shots ring through. Who's gonna confirm this kill? Well, I can't tell you. That rhymed. That was really good. But anyways, kill goes out for A&J as they find that 1v2. Plant goes down. Last killer finds one. Can he find himself a second? Yes, he can. And it's Blue Jays Academy to make the scoreline 5-2. A static effort though from Last Killer. A 1v2 clutch.
I mean, it just screams Last Killer. I mean, he's the man to just easily win 1v2s. I mean, obviously maybe 1v5 is quite realistic. Maybe 1v4s, but 1v2s and 1v3s, Last Killer wins them out. 3 rounds ahead now as a vital round from the first defense comes out from Last Killer. And each round sets a tone for the rest of the attacking or defending side, whichever side wins that round. And I think Last Killer have really set that tone. He set it off with the 1v2, and yes, it was a 2v3 at one point as Aura Esports bursted up with kills, absolutely exploded Blue Jays from the center. But, I mean, it doesn't matter how the round ends. It matters if you win it or not. I'm gonna stand by what I said. I'm pretty sure what I said was right. But yeah, 20. You know, I don't know what I'm being. My brain just brain is discombobulated.
No, it's okay. It's like very early. It's okay.
Discombobulated. Alright, I need to just slap myself in the head and back in it. As I was saying, I mean, Brumbachi, possible 20 kills on the line if Aura Esports managed to pull back out of this. I mean, he's already got 11. He's on an absolute roll, and that quad kill, I mean, it's such impact frags coming out from him. I mean, that quad kill to really complete the round, it was, I mean, just kills like that really finalized the rounds as, I think Jaeger was actually going to go for a jump out there. I think Thumbs will stay nice and safe. But onto this round, 20 seconds already gone, and I think Blue Jays are going to be setting in their positions ready for Aura Esports attack.
Yep, drones go out as Aura Esports, they look to grab as much intel as possible. I don't really think we saw a lot of droning in that last round. It was just a lot of running in and gunning. Not really a lot of intel gathering as Aura Esports, they didn't really, when they weren't really as patient with themselves as they are now. They're taking their time to drone, they're taking their time to scout out the situation, to understand what type of push they're going for. For the most part, it seems like their focus is going to be towards that south side of the map, towards those main stairs. As you can see, most of the players' positioning, those orange outlines shine through, as well as 2 kills on the board for that south side push coming to fruition as they find the first 2 opening picks in this round.
Yep, 2 opening picks as Aura Esports. They're gonna look to find this round. They've already got 2, they need 3 more. Let's come down to the Fuse game, but I mean, 1 minute 30 left. Blue Jays are gonna, just try and hold their position down. There's only 3 left, and I mean, on a site like Bar and Games, Bar and Games, Aviator Games, sorry. It's all you need is, 2 or 3 people on site to really hold it down. You've got 1 minute 10 left on the board. It's going to be this time for or Esports time to go for the execute. But this is all you need. Thumbs will find out Vapor, but managed to get caught off by Fishy on the jump back in the window. And 2 versus 4. It is realistic to win. It's not down the drain yet, but I mean, after that one, it just might as well be. Who's finds out last killer. Swing comes out. RPT finds Heavy with a nice headshot. 50 seconds left. First smoke's gonna go. First smoke's gonna go out. In sight of the swing. Nice kill from A&J to clean up the round. And I mean, I said it was realistic, but as soon as Nook took out that man on landing, it was looking like it would have been Aura Esports all the way there. And with only 2 rounds now behind heading on to round 9, Blue Jays, you've got Aura Esports coming for you.
Just a really well executed push as well on that south side of the map. First of all, they took first floor control through RPT, who got the initial pick alongside not RPT, my fault, from Fishy, who got the first pick alongside whoever else. I cannot remember because the scoreboard flashed that quickly, and honestly, I just cannot recount it. But again, really nice execute towards that main stairs / first floor push as they got those initial picks onto that first floor, eliminating any flank potential from our esports players who are trying to rotate through library into that office area, or even just deny any nitro cells from being popped off through that first floor control. And then you saw them quickly just converge on the site from there. Plus the lurk potential from Poos was, he didn't get like a lot of picks that round, but his lurk did get him one as he like went through basement up the main red stairs and just caught somebody off guard. And that just speaks to the potential of what the Nook can provide you. Though Blue Jays Academy, they're gonna try and rewrite their wrongs from the last round by not going to the Aviator site at all, instead going to a different run, and now they're gonna try out this trophy.
Heading on to Trophy and Satchel. I mean, it's obviously a very good site. It's seen as a secondary, tertiary site depending how the team decides to play it. But I mean, I've never actually seen how this being played. I mean, you have the Aruni below, and yet there is always an Aruni, not an Aruni, but there is someone below you. You have Icon below as well. But I mean, it's Roast some of the C4, and yeah, you have Icon below, but I mean, it really is double C4 gameplay with the support from the Valkyrie. But I mean, Icon, with or without a C4, he still finds kills. Sorry, I started for a second, and Vapor instantly trades back him out, and now the 4v4, 2 minutes on the clock left. Blue Jay's going to drop back as the Thumbs run back into sight. And Aura Esports wasting a bit extra time. I mean, you see Poos on these angles as if there's a member there, but Fishy on the rappel as well. There's too many people holding the angles, but no one's there as Blue Jays have played this quite correctly. There's still some presence landing as Thumb wants to swing, finds out, takes out drones if and when he wants to, but I mean, time's been wasted. Oh, last killer actually might find his body dead on the floor on bottom red stairs as Vapor falls as last killer takes him out. 4v3 now, 1 man ahead is Blue Jays looking to win this round.
Whew. Just catching this, the Sledge off guard as they were trying to prep a nade onto the middle of those red stairs, maybe to take out some utility, to clear it. Those barbed wires at the bottom of those, of those red stairs, as RE Sports, they are a man down, but that's not going to stop their pace, or it's not going to halt them, as they don't look too faltered from it. They're going to move inside of that landing area, plus Wolf, as Poos preps some vertical nades from below. Just under a minute left on the clock for RE Sports to be able to attack with. They have some control some semblance of control towards this south side, as Thumbs is going to be one of the main players to watch the doorways. What's going to be really, really critical and really, really difficult for our Esports is, again, the angles and the blender that they're going to be running themselves into, because, well, they don't really have a lot of utility to clear these angles. They don't have a lot of utility to clear the defensive utility that BLUEJAYS Academy have, and they're just going to be running into this blind. Apart from blinding their own enemies with some flash grenades, Brumbarchi finds one as expected. Told you they're going to run themselves into a blender, and, well, you find yourselves in a human milkshake. BLUEJAYS Academy are going to take that all day long, and they find themselves onto match point, and they're going to take a timeout, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either, one bit. I mean, after BLUEJAYS' performance for these last, God knows how many rounds of defense, like 3 or 4? 3.
Well,
yeah, it was 4-2. Of these 3 rounds, I mean, it's just been complete dominance from BLUEJAYS. Yeah, or Esports found that one round, but I mean, apart from that, it's been BLUEJAYS 24/7. Brumbarchi, looking at the scoreboard, I mean, 12-6, man. He's feeling himself, and with the support from all the other members, so consistent, 5, 5, 6, and 5, all consistent kills, but Brumbarchi sitting on his crown, and you can just see, right, the difference between the kills on both sides. It's so, like, dominant. Brumbarchi, they're always winning rounds, like, with 4 members left, with 3 members left. And the same for Aura Esports when they've won. It's been quite dominant. We had that 1v3, we had the 1v4 on the side of Aura Esports, and it's a good spread throughout those rounds. It just shows the difference between, the two teams, how BLUEJAYS, when they don't have the man count, it's even, it's the 5v5, it's not a 1v4, it's not a 1v3, they're able to still finish it off with their sight, because as you saw BLUEJAYS, they wasted too much time on that steady push. You had people holding for an extra 30 seconds when they've already rotated off, and if you didn't know, 30 seconds, it's a very long time, especially when there's only 1 minute 30 seconds left, and it leaves you on the 1 minute mark. But I mean, BLUEJAYS played it so correctly, and Aura Esports just didn't catch on to it. But obviously, it's not their fault. It happens to everybody. But I think Aura Esports, if they're looking to win this game and not get kicked out of Titan Series, they're going to have to tighten up a bit, as 3 rounds need to be won consecutively in a row. Last time we saw ABM's games, they did win it. But with a whole cycle for BLUEJAYS to go through, will it be possible for Aura Esports to win?
We'll see. They were able to make the adjustments on their defenses. Attack is a much different game. I know we're in the attacking meta. A lot of people nowadays consider attack to be like the easiest it's ever been. It's easier than defense nowadays, just because of how powerful attacker repick is, how powerful Finka is, how powerful other operators tend to be, and how easy it can be to pull off certain pushes, again, because Finka is really, really good. Attacker repick is there, so you can adjust your lineup as such. But for a lot of people, attack is very, very complicated. I mean, I'm not saying it's complicated for our esports, but when you find yourselves on the lower end of time, you find it very difficult to pull off executes. You find it very difficult to pull rounds out of the hat, because there's so much defensive utility as well as there is attacker utility that you have to encounter and that you have to take out, and so many angles. It's a blender, and that's what our esports have been running into. They've been running into a blockade known as BLUEJAYS Academy, and BLUEJAYS, they've been on a roll so far, 6-3. So I mean, not too bad, but not too good if you're an our esports fan. But this is a good sign, as Vapor finds himself already in the map, and he takes that last killer inside a trophy.
Bomb has been located.
Yeah, a good entry from our esports to start the attack on this round, but you've still got presence from BLUEJAYS. 1 kill won't affect them that much, but maybe another could crush them internally. But with Aura Esports finding more space, BLUEJAYS is just going to have to, just sit back. We see Brumbarchi, he's just chilling realistically. He's got nothing to worry about. All he has to do is wait for Aura Esports to push him. That's his job. He's got those, those Goyo, I don't even know what their new name is. What was it? Those Goyo gadgets?
Vulcan canisters.
It's not a Vulcan shield. It's a Vulcan explosive, let's say.
Vulcan canisters.
The Vulcan. Thank you, Ambin, man. You play this game too much.
No, I don't.
I'm joking. But you know the name for every single weapon, like letter by letter. I bet you do. You really do.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you do, but A&J knows his own gun. As Brumbarchi falls is 1 minute 10 on the clock. Aura Esports going for the execute, or start to go for the execute at this point in time. But I mean, BLUEJAYS 3v5. What do you think they can do, Wemby?
Let's see. They have the fuser in the hand of Vapor, who's actually on the first floor. They have just under a minute to work with, so I mean, not too much time, but at the same time, it is a little bit good. They're sitting a little bit pretty as Heavy finds himself a kill on that upside down rappel that we saw on that study window. Thumbs is going to be struggling with the ensuing pressure inside of 90 as RPT does have two smoke grenades, but he's just going to get downed and naded, so double homicide. And there you go, last
Flawless
kill
round
for our Esports, and a flawless round, so a big improvement compared to the attacks that we have been seeing from them so far.
I mean, I told you, when our Esports win, it's flawless or near flawless. And I think that timeout did some magic for our Esports, but, I mean, one round. It's a lot, but it's not enough, 1B. I mean, they've got 2 more rounds to go, and BLUEJAYS, with, 2 sites left, because I don't think they're going to go aviator games. They're going to win Dining Kitchen, or they're going to win Trophy Statuary. I mean, or they're going to have to play Trophy Statuary. But, I mean, defense, Villa. I mean, obviously, it's a defensive map, but you can always win on the attack if you play it right. Or Esports, if they follow up and play how they've played every single round which they won. When they've played correctly, they won the round. When they haven't played correctly, when they've made too many mistakes, 1 mistake is fine, 2 mistakes okay, 3 mistakes you can live with, but anything more than that, even the little ones, it can really affect it. And BLUEJAYS are able to capitalize off that. But that's our Esports. They play how they played. They find one kill, they find another. If one of them dies, they will just counter and keep on fighting back. And another thing, which I point out, I know speaking very quickly, but there's a lot to get through before, the action happens. You see Heavy with the fuse, right? The cluster charges are going to do a lot of damage if BLUEJAYS aren't able to capitalize on the vigil roaming and also the help from any other roamers. I think Last Killer, maybe ICOC, might be there to support on that roam. I mean, if they let him get too much control above, BLUEJAYS are going to be killed from inside out.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, on this site, vertical control is very important. Vertical angles are very important, and if you have a fuse, he can take out, I mean, his gadget is more tied to taking out utility than it is people, despite what the hostage game mode might, what impression the hostage game mode might give you. Though ICOX falls, and that's the first kill for our Esports as they find some semblance of control somewhere. They take out some of that trophy / statuary hold from our Esports, so they still have to worry about Thumbs on the flank. It seems, nope, sorry, that wasn't anywhere near Thumbs, and it doesn't really look like they know of his position. They don't really have flank drones set up. They're not really droning themselves in, at least from what I can see in the side of this round. They're just going in, and Thumbs could easily just swing on the sledge and take out Vapor here and there, and that'll be your sledge gone on this vertical control that you're trying to get. Though Vapor, he is holding the top of those main stairs, but he's not really holding the swing, and it comes at the wrong time. Visual scanner goes out, but it isn't the sledge he finds. It's actually Fishy on the IQ, and that's as good of a pick as Thumbs is going to get for right now.
I mean, that's a good pick. It's all it needs. I mean, you've got one member off the board. I mean, it's a 4v4. It's enough to deal with for now. And it's not like he's run back. He's ready to get more. He's a hungry wolf on the hunt. Right, 1 minute 10 the clock, as this is always the point which we're Esports or any team really wants to make a move here. And I mean, with the vertical keep on going, it's going to be actually a flank is no Thumbs. He was a bit too greedy for that kill as Vapor is not allowing any more members on his team to fall. Last killer, RPT and Brumbachi. 1 round is all they need, but they are 1 man down. RPT is going to go for the flank. No drone is actually there. If you saw Thumbs there before, unmanned. I think RPT is going to wait for the time. Brumbachi will be the member to find first contact on Heavy and Vapor on the site. Pish, I mean, does he even know he's there? He's looking above, but no one's there. 30 seconds on the clock. No C4s in hand. Nothing for BLUEJAYS. Just their weapons. But one shot is all they need to take out 1 man. And there's 4 members left to hunt. RPT falls to ANJ 2v4. Diffuser going down and safe. He's going to have to come out from Brumbachi. There's 1 to his left. There's 1 to his right. Too many to cover. As a near flawless round with 4 members left. Aura Esports win it. And BLUEJAYS finally pull out the timeout. they need and they love. Blue Jays, 2 rounds consecutively lost as it hits the round 12 and is still match point. 1 match away. If Aura Esports win it, it'll go to overtime. It's all they need to set off this map on Villa.
Timeout comes out for Blue Jays Academy because they realize how close this is. I mean, you can't get as close as you being on a match point and the enemy team being right behind you on their 5th point. Really close to bringing us into overtime, and Blue Jays Academy recognize this. I don't want to say that they're scared, but it is a little bit worrying because they did have such a good lead at the start. 6-3 was really good for them, and it looked like from there they had a good enough momentum drive in order to carry them over the finish line. But so far, not so good. As our Esports, they find themselves 2 rounds in a row, and Blue Jays Academy struggling to close it out, have been struggling to keep our Esports out from invading the space inside of their own site. You know, maybe that's what they're talking about is, hey, look, we really need to find a way to close these rounds out because not necessarily the defensive utility, but we have the guns, we have the teamwork, we just need to put that together, and we really need to start communicating just a little bit more. But we'll see. Trophy Statuary is going to be the site of choice for them. And I mean, Squishy, have you noticed any positives or negatives from both of these teams? Because I noticed a few from Aura, I don't feel like they're droning as much as they should be. They're not really watching out for their flanks, at least from what I can recognize from their attack. And like I said, for Blue Jays Academy, I feel like they really are struggling with just keeping Aura Esports out. They're struggling to find the initial first pick because they've been losing the first pick in the past few rounds, and they haven't been finding any first picks themselves. I don't really know. What do you think?
In positives for Aura Esports, they've switched up their game style and it's working out. They've decided to play with the weapons instead. For doing this, they've completely forgotten about droning. I think I've seen 1 or 2 drones at max. Apart from the pre-placed drones, there are none on the board. And knowing Blue Jays Academy, I mean, they're taught well, right? They've got a good coach and they know how to hunt drones down, and they especially don't allow it. But I think Aura Esports, they focus too much on the gunfights. They've actually forgot about the drones, and the rounds could be so much easier and so much more winnable if they use their drones more. As we saw the fight come out from both RPT and Thumbs on that Vigil and Mute on the previous round. Yeah, it didn't work out because of the gunfight, and there were circumstances back on site. But I mean, they completely forgot about that, and no flank drones were made. I mean, you do see a flank there, but insta-taking out. And I think it'll just come to the point there won't be enough drones, and Blue Jays will just capitalize on it. But on Blue Jays side, I mean, they've done extremely well so far. They were so much more dominant since that Aura Esports timeout. It's been otherwise. Positives, they're playing consistently and nothing's really allowing them to change their game style, right? They're playing well. They're playing with what they know. They've wasted time correctly, and they're playing off Aura Esports. If they want to do something, they'll do something straight back. They'll waste time. If Aura Esports want to push it, they'll go back. They play their life, and they'll play for the execute. But I say for a negative, I think they're doing this too often. I think Blue Jays, they have to do what they did this time, and they have to follow up from Brumbachi, as he's been getting kills 24/7, as RPT finally listens to my words, as he takes aggression and finds Vapor. That's what you can do with a weapon. All you need is to push. All you need is to take an angle, and they can take a man down. And I mean, 1 minute 25 left on the clock. 5v4 match point on the line. Villa, the map on the line. 4v4 now as Fishy takes out Thumbs. Swing comes out from Brumbachi. Too much aggression as Poos finds the refrag. Brumbachi actually manages to take one onto Heavy, but RPT, low HP, has 3 smokes left in the C4 in Icox. By the way, I do call him Icock. That's just a habit I've gotten into. Has a C4 in hand, but 1 minute left on the clock. 1B. It's going to go down to the last minute.
RPT very low in HP. Blue Jays Academy have to be feeling the pressure, but so do our Esports, because they have to put that pressure onto Blue Jays Academy, and if they fail, then that's Villa done and dusted. Lion Skin goes out in order to put these Blue Jays Academy players put them in their place. There goes the saying as the concussive names from Zofia goes out. Last killer below finds him. No, he doesn't. It's A&J to find it on the crouch walk. Now 25 seconds remain, 15 seconds do those smoke grenades waste, but RPT very low in HP, pushes himself in a very sneaky position. Icox over by Astronomy finds one, is coming down to the wire. Seconds left, the play from RPT fails, and it's our Esports to put us into overtime.
I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, Mumby. I just don't know.
I don't know.
There's not much to say. I think
No. RPT pulls that flank off, they win that round.
I think we just go on to the next round.
Okay.
I think Blue Jays know what they did wrong. But it's fine, because now it's overtime, and me and Wumby get to cast more intense stuff in overtime. Everything is better. Aggression. Let's go. No, but seriously, I think Blue Jays, they know what they did wrong. I don't really want to point it out, because, I mean, it's so basic. I say it every single game, and I'm just way too lazy. I might say it in post-match. I just don't want to say it, Wumby.
No, say it. I mean, come on. You already brought it up. I feel like the viewers are very curious, and I'm actually curious as well.
I just don't want to say it, man. I mean, I think... Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
No, I don't... I'm not going to, say exactly what they did. I mean, they're just playing absolutely retardedly. They're playing as if it's ranked, to be honest. I mean... They went for the swing. I mean, it did work out, but then RPT decided to leave the... There was just so many things. He was holding the door. The guy pushed in, but he instantly leaves. Icock. I think it was Icock. Yeah, Icock was there. He finds a in the bathroom. And then what? There's 2 seconds left. He does need to push. I mean, there's so many things which went wrong. I don't even want to point it out. Because obviously, I'm not in their shoes. Maybe someone was said. I don't really want to, be crucified because, it's not like I'm a professional player anyways. It's not like I play for G2 Esports or like. I think they know they did wrong, and I think people watching you kind of see how they were playing in the decision. Like, just the decision making was a bit ranked, to be honest. And it was looking like they were just trying to look for the popular, aggressive plays. But I think with Aura Esports, they know that no matter how they win, if they do it in a flashy way or in the most boring way as possible, a round is a round, and a round win is a round win. And considering it's overtime, I mean, I'm very happy it's overtime. No matter what, overtime's overtime. ANJ finds a thumbs over the lovely headshot as he catches the rotate. Congrats, you're getting a bit too aggressive hours. He's starting to find kills, but Icock from beneath takes out ANJ with the trade back. And I mean, 4v4 now, Wumby. I think Blue Jays, maybe they've listened to me throughout the cast, but I think they've decided to play what they know with, as that last round just didn't really show their full potential.
Attackers have dropped the bomb defuse.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Especially RPT losing out on that flank from bomb landing. That kind of confused me just a little bit, but that was the last round. We're now in OT 6-6. Very, very competitive match so far on Villa. By the way, this is Blue Jays Academy's map pick. And, again, just to rub salt on the wounds, they had a 6-3 lead in which they've just failed to convert into a serious point for themselves. And our Esports, they find that fight back, and they're gonna keep fighting in this round. It's a very competitive round so far. 4v4, minute and 5 left on the clock. As well, they've been moving a little bit slowly. They decided to slow down the pace in order to do what we've been complaining about just a little bit, and that's just droning in, taking their time and taking out the figuring out the situation in today's academy. But just like how I saw in that one round on Trophy, they can force themselves in a blender. They do find one death, but find a trade through Pooh, who, for the most part, has been pretty consistent in not only finding the opening picks, but being there when his team needs him the most. Heavy finds one, though, even out again by Blue Jays Academy. Smoke grenades go out. The plant is going down, but it's not anywhere near the spot, as the planter doesn't take any more damage until now. RPT finds that kill, gets swung. Fishy can't clutch out the 1v2. And now,
yay, Blue
Jays Academy, OT match point.
Bomb diffuser disabled by defenders.
They didn't play dumb.
Bomb diffuser
Yay.
attempt failed. Defenders win.
I think maybe just the fact that it was match point last time, and or Esports, they've caught up so much. 3 rounds in a row on the line. Oh my god. They pulled it out the bag, and they've played what they know. They've played as they've played like Blue Jays Academy. They play like they have done each round. And last round, they didn't play like Blue Jays. They played like Trippin's team. Because Trippin's terrible. I'm joking. That was a joke. Guys, don't get angry. Don't cancel me. That was a joke. It was a joke. Guys, why is it all quiet? 1B, why is it
No,
quiet?
I hear you. I hear you.
It was a joke, right? It was a joke.
It was a joke, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. But like seriously, I mean, they just weren't playing like themselves. They were playing like
Attackers need
forcing to be another
locate and
team,
defuse bombs.
forcing to be someone else. But I mean, Blue Jays, they play truthfully to themselves, and they find that round. And now overtime, match point, big OT on the line. And I mean, will it be deja vu for Blue Jays or Esports? As Goldini's against or Esports was 8-7 to Blue Jays, or to Goldini's as they were called. But I mean, will it be deja vu as Aura Esports head on to the defense Aviator Games?
10 seconds left before
Aviator
insertion.
Games, as you mentioned, is going to be the first choice for our esports in the first round.
5 seconds left before insertion.
And for the most part, I haven't seen any funky defensive strats. Like, I can't think of any examples off of the top of my head. It's been pretty vanilla so far from both our esports and Blue Jays Academy. They've done fairly just simple defensive strats here on Villa, especially for this site in particular, where you'll just see them trying to deny map control towards the trophy statuary room area. Usually have a player on the top of the main stairs just in case somebody decides from the attack to go and flank from that main stairs in order to just get some easy control at the top of it, because main stairs is very, very, very important on Aviator Games. How you don't want to give it up, though. Well, Poos finds himself in the hot seats, and he finds himself dead. He was getting pressured. He was having his phone called. Yogi was hitting him up. He was getting droned as well, and it was going to be a matter of time before he finds himself at the end of the bullets. And who else but Bombarchi? Bombarchi has slowly fogged off just a little bit, though he is 14 and 10. But yeah, first kill comes through him.
Now, Bombarchi has really fouled. I mean, ever since our esports started hitting harder, Bombarchi just hasn't really found his place. I mean, hopefully he pulls something out the bag. Oh, that's a crispy kill from AJ. You always see that angle being used, and also another kill for Vapor as Aycock does fall 3v4, 1 minute 30 on the clock. I always reference the time because I love time. It's just the greatest thing ever. I don't want to die. Please help me. I'm joking. I'm stuck in Trippin's basement. Please help me. I'm joking. I'm joking. But 3v4 now, as our esports have the man advantage, but I mean, nothing's impossible. No utility apart from two nades on the side of Blue Jays in the hand of Thumbs. I mean, don't get that diffuser. Will be Bombarchi. I mean, Bombarchi. He did it before in Aviator Games. He found a quad kill. He can do it again if he wants to, but you've got too many members holding that study door. It's looking like a death trap if someone wants to walk in there. I mean, Blue Jays Academy, they're just being held off the time, and it's not looking good. Entry comes in from Bombarchi as kills are coming out. 1v3 now. Quad kill needs to be closed out. As Heavy this find last killer.
Located by attackers.
Diffuser in hand is very winnable. 1v to his left, 1v to his right. I mean, very sticky situation. The swing comes out. He manages to go. The TK comes out from Vapor. Will it be the winnable? No. Heavy cleans it up, and I mean, I don't know what happened. I think the Cade manages to do a little bit of whiff on the Vapor, but the round is around. And yep, Vapor, yep, on the jump, 100% no. But OT match point. 1B.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, been very long on Villa here. I kind of want to get into the next map of Cafe. I'm not gonna lie to you. Luckily enough for us as the casters, this is OT match point. We don't have infinite OT over. Get that out of here, please. Never, absolutely not. So, Aviator Games is going to be the site for Blue Jays Academy, and in that last round from our esports, well, Blue Jays Academy, they started off really brightly, and then it just quickly started to fall apart. They tried to keep fighting that. Quickly just fell apart again. And now, well, we'll see how they hold on to the defense defense has been a shaky subject for Blue Jays Academy, especially when you take into account their regulation defensive form compared to our Esports' attacking form. Though it seems like in OT teams were pretty consistent in their defensive round wins. We saw Blue Jays Academy take the first OT,
10 seconds to
which
insertion.
was on defense, and then R quickly fighting back, putting themselves
5
onto
seconds left.
OT match point as well on their own defense. So we'll see if that trend continues or
Attackers'
if R can
objective is
pull
to
off a
locate a bomb
surprise.
and defuse it.
I talk. Bring in the flash.
Oh,
You just love. Oh my. No way. On the last round, he does that jump onto the van. Who's just gonna be annoyed as hell? I already see it in his face. As Sophia. Mummy man. You've got the class bring. I mean, on the last round, you have a class, and yeah, class is actually a legitimate choice, especially on a map like Villa. But the spawn peek onto poos, man. I mean, that is just Papega.
yeah, so, and that's the Zofia off of the board too. That's a lot of utility plus the LMGE. You don't usually want your Zofia dying first. That's a job for mainly Ayana, and A&J is still alive. He's 18 and 8. He's been absolutely carrying our esports. Poos, I mentioned before, he was an influential player in a lot of our esports' round wins, but he finds himself at the end of the bullet and his round endeavors. And here at Villa, grenade goes out. Umai, this catches it, immediately drops it as well as I believe the R Esports player on the main stairs. Where I really did like that play from the Wamai disc, but there you go. Blue Jays Academy, they find themselves a second kill, and again, our esports, they don't really have a lot to work with here.
I mean, they don't really. They're two-man done. You've got Sledge, 2 nades, and a Sevilla with, you know, 4 lifelines and the 3 breeding charges, even though they might not be as useful. But Fishy actually might have to find RPT. You know, RPT stays safe, but I mean, it's a 5v3. You've got ICOG just staying there with the clash. Nothing's going to be able to get past him. Heavy's going to force to go for the entry inside study, but the clash spots him out. Heavy's already stuck in this corner. He's got himself to an absolute shambles in study. Yeah, clash. You get him. Such a muppet, isn't he? Pushing in there without anything on him. Swing comes up from Heavy. Forced to push in. He finds one. 4v3. Looking realistic. RPT and Lars can add onto it, but nothing. Either 1v4. A&J left alive. OT match point. Will the first? Yeah, it goes straight to RPT as the first map on Villa goes to Blue Jays Academy here at the best of 3. And I mean, what a performance, what a show, as it's deja vu, 1B, for Goldini's, Blue Jays, and Aura Esports. I mean, 8-7, just like it was on Oregon. From Barchi, RPT, big players for Blue Jays, and also 18 kills coming out from, I believe, Heavy. What a performance from him. But, I mean, it doesn't matter how you get there. It matters if you get there. And, I mean, a very strong win for Blue Jays Academy on Villa. I mean, can you please tell me what the map is? Because it's Cafe. You love to see that. I love Cafe, 1B. You get Villa, then Cafe. Wait, what's the third map?
Skyscraper.
No, Oregon or Clubhouse. That is poggers, guys. That's very poggers. We're going to be heading to a break now.
Yeah, we're gonna be alright, but I do wanna say something because so Blue Jays Academy obviously win that map. Brumbarchi had a really nice match, 15-11, but A&J and Heavy 18-14 did a really good job, and I felt like for the most part our esports had some fight back to them. But as you mentioned, Squishy, we're gonna head into a quick break. We'll be back soon, so stay in your seats. Well, don't stay in your seats too long. You gotta get up and do some stretching, gotta drink some water, do all of that stuff, but stay here in the stream because we'll be right back with you guys in a short second.
See ya. Top main stairs. Takes out Zenith. Finds the 17th, but Danny with the swing and the trade back as Adrian finds a double. But Cold and Danu now 3v3, very winnable here. Adrian, still very low HP, but no thinking to boost them back up. On the side of Praetorian, all 100 HP. Going for the flank was Rafa, but when he jumped back, shot down on the corner. That will be forever, and there goes the 1v3. Adrian finds
Kill there on towards Spliz, but he does, I think, maybe a smart thing you'd have to say in terms of gun skill, but Spliz is taken out there. Just the thermite going in, and the flagman actually able to be gone down. Zawok gets another kill, Hunter trades out immediately, but Liquetta gets another. It's a 2 versus 1 situation, all up to Liquetta. He gets a triple kill in the van, a beautiful kill on towards that piano, and he's looking for the, going for the defuse. Will he stick it? No, pros do not fake. And look what happens if you fake. No, he manages to get the quad kill. And what a way to start off.
But it is what my extra is trying to do. You can tell that they obviously do not want to give up this second or first floor by any means necessary. But it always gives away his life by any means necessary. Player called Coles, and that's one of your main entry right off the board. Praetorian right now are working some type of pinch towards this meeting hall area, and there you go. They get the only player that exists on this first floor. But what they need to be focused on is SCP's position. He's already moved himself inside of Attic from the bridge stairs, and they don't even know it. He's on top of the hatch, but it's a nice read from Bombi, who gets his second kill in the round.
Billy. We saw the Aruni get a lot of frags in the previous round, of 4K to be specific. That needs to replicate itself here. It will not. Bombi shuts him down.
Doing Matsuki does get that pick on Coles, and that is a huge pick. He's gonna try to fish for another one, but doesn't manage to get it at all. And instead, Danu managed to swing and get him Suki.
A lot back armoring as he gets down, and Adrian also gets down to finish off like Danny finds his double kill in the round. Now 2v3 is Danu finish off Adrian with the hatch, and Danu finds a double. 2v2 now, they know where both the players are, but Danu very low HP now with both sides. Just have 150, then there's cover. He just have smoke grenade, giving him directly close line. He is smoking it, will go for swing, it's shut down. Danu finds a quad kill on the very first round. You have that one kill, which just opens the door. Bombi, we're going to see if it comes with any, a bit of revenge on him, but then will be taken straight back out by Adrian. And I mean, one door opens and another door opens for inside of BTD. Bombi will find a second, but I mean, it's looking unrealistic to winnable. But I mean, nothing sober till the end. Group 5 comes out, he will find a triple, find a 3 kill. If he finds one, it's a left up to 1v1. I don't think he knows he's there. We'll go for 3, finds a quad kill. The 1v1 from the 1v5 actually, the 1v4. Stun actually. He's gonna find a new angle for Bombi. He's gonna swing around and he finds the ace.
You could turn me on and turn me off with your gaze. You could make me feel oh so much with your ways. It's perfect the way you play me. It's magnetic the way you pull me into you.
Welcome back here at Tan League Rainbow Six Siege EU. Blue Jays faced off against Aura Esports. We've already seen Villa being played out, and it was deja vu for both of these teams. It was an 8-7 win from Blue Jays Academy as we head on to Cafe. But before we head on to that, we have an announcement to make from Chipner. As you can know, the qualifiers for Season 8 are almost here, and this is for R6, by the way. And the registration starts next week, Sunday, 24th of July. Oh, they're open. They're open. I'm being told. But they're closing on the 7th, which is only 5 days away. So make sure you want to register with your new built team, or even a team we've seen before. But please make sure to come back down here at Talent League, as we love seeing you cast all. But it's gonna be me here with my man 1B heading on to Cafe, and to be honest, I love Cafe, and I can't wait to see Cafe being played out. And I mean, I do believe both teams are ready, so maybe we can get straight into it. Blue Jays not ready. Blue Jays not ready, but Aura Esports are. I mean, well, wait, 1B. Oh, no, let's get straight into it. No more waste time. I gave you the announcement, which already needs to be made. And Cafe Dostoyevsky, give me the vodka, as the Russians would say, because it is located in Russia. Blue Jays on the defense, stripping top laughing. This is very professional. Aura Esports on the attack. I'm going to bet Thatcher's going to be banned, 1B. How about that one?
I don't disagree. I think Thatcher, unlike on some other different maps, I think Thatcher on Cafe as a ban makes a lot of sense. He can really just shut down anything that goes through for the defense, and as we know, hard breaching is very essential on this map as well. It's very much needed to break down lines of sight, to open up lines of sight for the attackers, and it's no surprise to see that Thatcher's gone off the board. But will Kaid follow suit? Well, let's see what happens for our next attacking ban, as our Esports are going to be banning out the Sledge, and that is a curious pick. We don't see a lot of Sledge ban, of course, and I'm wondering what the decision behind that is. Obviously, it's to take away more vertical potential away from the attack. That's obviously the intention, but I wonder, what is the thinking behind taking... What else is the thinking behind? What is another good reason for taking the Sledge off of the board, other than, his vertical potential?
Yeah, that is Sledge's role, 1B.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I just said.
Let's move on. Azami's banned again, followed up by Mira and Thatcher, but I mean, they're all the same bans apart from the one sneaky Sledge, which was too much on Villa for both teams to handle for the vertical pressure. It's too much, but Valkyrie's open. I'm already going to reference Coconut Bar, most likely, if there's a good Valkyrie cam. But here we are, because everyone's absolutely brain dead in Silver Elo, because everyone's Silver 1 in this team. Blue Jays, their best fragger on this team is Brumbachi. We saw him too many times getting too many kills, and I mean, that quad kill and that vital round on the attack was just too much to take in. But Kitchen, is it Kitchen? I don't know. It's not Kitchen, it's Mining Dining, and yes, that rhymed because I'm so cool. What do you think of this one, B? Mining Dining for the first round of Cafe.
Mining Dining is not a common sight that we see, and for very good reasons. It's just generally not a very good defensive site to go to. It's very easy for the defense to get muscled out of the site, and it's very easy, especially if the attack takes control of Piano early on, for them to then take control of Mining, get an easy plant down, and just hold the post plant from not only outside of the windows, but also the vertical angles that they made from above, and it's very hard for the defense to retake from there, because not only do they have to worry about the players outside, but they have to worry about the players inside, because they're going to be too busy retaking onto that second floor. So for all of those reasons, plus it's very easy to take control of Dining, it's just generally not a very good site for the defense to go to. But Blue Jays Academy probably picking this site to throw off the attack, and of course, since Sledge is banned, the effect will be felt from the attacking lineup, because Buck is going to be picked out as an alternative.
Yeah, Buck is a very good alternative, and you usually see the Buck and the Sledge But here we are, Sledge banned, so they're gonna have to deal with it. As Aura Esports, very basic push, but Blue Jays 3 members above. That's gonna apply a lot of pressure on this attack, and you really don't want the buck falling. I mean, if the buck falls, the attack falls. To be honest, aggression comes out. And talking about that buck, he finds the first kill on Cafe, and I mean, I kind of thinking about a reference. If he finds the last kill on Cafe, I could say he found the first. Yeah, I'm moving on. But I mean, getting a bit too aggressive was the last kill, and 1 C4 down is the start of Blue Jays' defense. It's not looking very good, but you still have a strong hold above. A good line of sight, and Ned's actually seen this before. Swing comes out as Vapor's call off guard as he's forced to shot right hallway. Manages to find Thumbs, sorry, but falls to the Castle RPT inside Freezer. 3v4 now, 1-20 pushing up. As the vertical push coming out from Blue Jays is too much. As they keep on falling, I mean, RPT falls to Fishy. Drop's going to come out from Icock, and Brumbachi left on site as well. 1 minute left. It's not winnable, but it's looking like it'll be a struggle to win.
Yeah, with the amount of control that our Esports have being on that second floor, like I mentioned at the beginning of this round, plus just how easy it was for them to muscle Blue Jays off of this second floor. These vertical angles coming to fruition as they find out Brumbachi in the middle of the mining site. Icox is going to be the last player alive, and he's all the way in dining. He does have some angles to help him all the way from dining over onto that mining window, but how much will this angle help him? Well, not really much. What Aura needs to do here is just not slow it down necessarily. Sorry, no, don't slow it down at all, because we have 30 seconds left, but to really figure out the last position of Icox, be able to isolate him out of the site. If they want to get a plant down, they're just gonna have to be able to muscle him away from denying it. Plant is going to go down, and for the most part, he retreated just because he got pressured from, I believe, the Ayana clone of Pooh's. Plant goes down. He has to force himself on a retake, going up red stairs, gives away position. Swing eventually going to come out at some point. No, actually Heavy just running away, exposing his feet. Though Pools is there from pillars, or sorry, moving in from library into pillars, using those same angles that Blue Jays Academy were trying to use to their advantage, and our Esports to take the first attacking round in Cafe.
Yep, but I mean, 1 round goes to Aura Esports, and it was a very, very difficult struggle for Blue Jays to get out the hole, which they made. And I mean, from the first couple of kills, I mean, they were just, it was quite shambolic, to be honest. 1B. You had the swing coming out from the last kill, it didn't work out. You had another swing coming out from Thuns, didn't work out. You had Vapor managed to find both of those kills somehow as a buck. AMJ didn't even get in sight. He was still on the hatch, I believe. Maybe on red stairs, maximum. But I mean, they all fell, and I mean, a swing came out from Fish, not Fishy. A swing came out from, I believe, maybe I think it was Icock or RPT as cast. No, it was RPT as cast. I mean, one at a time they all fell. But I mean, it was mining dining, and yeah, that rhymed because I'm so cool. I already said that twice. I need to stop repeating myself. But I mean, they're gonna go bar cocktail. I mean, they just need this round to work out, because Aura Esports, you know, we saw them in Villa. As soon as they find 1 round, you can't really stop them.
No, you certainly cannot. I mean, we saw that on the Villa, where it seemed like our Esports were operating as some sort of freight train. You know, they get some engine in their coal in their engine and steaming away. Last killer though is gonna put a stop to that engine for now, or to that train, as Heavy is going to be the first one to fall. And that's actually a very important thing, because that's their only hard breacher, and you know how important the hard breaching is on the third floor site, especially with how important the Cabano or even an ace pick would be in creating those lines of sight and helping you get more entrances inside of this third floor areas, more specifically at the top of these red stairs in Cigar Lounge, on that main cigar wall, in which Brumbachi is hiding out in front of. Now they could open up an angle, but again, they lose their only hard breacher, so they're gonna struggle in breaking down this cigar defense.
And I mean, 2 kills already lost on the side. And 2 members already lost on the side of all Esports. Blue Jays really trying to fight back, but Brombrachi will fall and Pose will find last killer. I mean, I just talked about that 2-man advantage. I was pointing it out, but I mean, or Esports, they keep on fighting. This might be the map which, you know, they're just so much stronger on. 1 minute 20 left and 4
Attackers
bodies
recover the
are down on the floor. We still have RPT. And I want to say a power play. If anyone drops that
Attackers drop
hatch,
the bomb diffuser.
they're dead for gone. It's fishy. Does exactly what I told him not to do, but the name comes out. I mean, AMJ had the chance to take out RPT's head and completely misses it. But moving on, we still have Aura Esports and Blue Jays Academy trying to face off against each other. It is a 2v3. He knows the member's there, but he doesn't have a nade to take him out. He might have to run through that Rooney gate. He just can't find the legs or the head of anything right now. But I mean, 1v, 2v3, 40 seconds left. It's going to be Poos and AMJ to find the second round on the attack.
Yeah, they're really struggling to break down this defense. The amount of utility that they're encountering, plus the lack of utility that they have on the attack is really screwing them up. They're finding themselves in crossfires. They're finding themselves being bullets, and they're not even getting a shot off because that was just a strong defense from Blue Jays Academy. And it all started off with that first kill in a hard breacher. Again, hard breaching on the cafe is essential. It's a much different map to Villa, where in Villa it's very forgivable it's very common and forgivable to not run a hard breacher. On Cafe, if you don't bring a hard breacher, if you lose your hard breacher in the very first few seconds, then you've already lost that round because you need to break down walls. You need to break down utility,
Defenders, protect your
and
bombs
that
from being
utility
defused by
is
attackers.
behind those walls that you have to break down. So again, our Esports, once they lost Heavy, they really struggled in getting that cigar lounge pressure because they couldn't open up the main cigar wall, and then they just found themselves blundering, falling, losing more utility. And when you lose more utility on the attack and you're encountering more defense, you're gonna find it harder to win those rounds. You're gonna find it harder to claw yourself out of those holes. That's exactly what happened to them. Kitchen is going to be the next site play from Blue Jays Academy, and may I remind you guys, this is our Esports' map pick. Villa, the last map was Blue Jays Academy's map pick, and that was obviously very close, and we could have the
Attackers'
same
objective
story
is to
here on
locate a
Cafe.
bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, Aurora Esports going for a rush. I mean, all 5 members have spawned in one. Maybe they're just going for a default push. I mean, it is the safest place to go because it's really safe in terms of spawn peaks. But I really just want to see a blitz rush at this point. I mean, I'm desperate for it. I just want to see a blitz rush, but I know it's going to be the Jackal to take out control above for the vertical. You have the buck as well, and the Severe with the extra breaching charges and more verticality. You know, utility to just do more damage onto the site and just break it inside to the outside. But yeah, Jack, we're going to be tracking those feet as Trippin's feet smell, as you can smell it from the camera.
Can you?
Wombi, you have to laugh at the joke.
No. Silence ensues, just like how silence ensues in this round. Sorry about that. I hate to crush your
Maybe
hopes and dreams.
No, it's fine. Maybe we just like don't cast until something
No.
happens. Should we just sit here?
No. There's a lot of no. He's gonna be very confused as to why they're gonna be like no commentary. Like no, there's like no commentary.
We can just chill here.
No
I mean, we can
comment.
just sit back, watch the game.
Stop.
Yo, Trippin, cool it out. Yeah. I think just sit here. You know, just put our feet up. You know, just sit back and relax. Until someone gets a kill, I think we'll just speak about. Yeah.
Okay, this is boring. I can't do it. I can't sit.
Yeah, I know. I've got
mean,
it. I can't sit still for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know you can't, but like second floor is in control of our Esports. Blue Jays Academy have, you know, done what they've done on Villa, and that's just waste a lot of time for Blue Jays, for our Esports. And I mean, while they do give up second floor control, a minute or just under a minute is left for our Esports to work with. And when our Esports are running out of time, they force themselves into blenders, they force themselves into crossfires, they try and force engagements and end up losing them. And that could be a trend that we see on Cafe because it's so difficult to break down, because it's so difficult to attack. And like I said, look, they're forcing themselves into. Oh no, sorry, he jumped out the window. I thought he just jumped down the hatch and just was just playing Suicide
Bomb
Squad or
located by
something.
attackers.
Suicide Squad. 20 seconds left. Still 5v5. No kills will be found this round. It is still one round to one round, but the drop's finally going to come out. 15 seconds left. Swing's going to come up from A&J. 10 seconds left. Time just keeps on going down. RPT gets 50 HP. Push is going to come in. Heber's going to have to go for plant. But the Maestro counter just slow down time. RPT goes for the swing onto A&J. Hardly any kills have been picked up this round. I mean, it was a 5v5 until 10 seconds left. And then kills magically floated from both teams until it was a 3v3. I mean, a win's a win is, I think, Blue Jays Academy. Yeah, it was Blue Jays Academy. You take that one out. I mean, I don't know what happened, but I mean, Blue Jays won it somehow. I don't know how there weren't any kills. Maybe because we weren't speaking. Then maybe that's the thing, 1B. If we don't speak, they don't kill, you know?
Yeah. Time was most definitely a factor for our esports. Like I said, they just panic when they're running low on time. They force
Attackers need to
themselves
locate
into
and defuse as
engagements.
many
They end up
bombs as
losing
they
those
can.
engagements. They force themselves into crossfires. They lose those crossfires because they spent the whole most of that round not really doing a lot of damage to the site at all. Yes, they have vertical angles above. Yes, in that amount of time they should be taking facility from above. They should be trying to put some pressure on those players on site. But for the most part, Blue Jays Academy, despite losing 2 bodies on that round, didn't look too moved from it. They were waiting. They know how long our esports take to attack because they wasted their time plenty of times before on Villa, and it came to fruition there. Okay, so they won kitchen. They won 2 defenses in a row. And they make it a 3rd. It is gonna be over by this dining living room side, and for the most part, this site depends on your second floor hold. If your second floor hold crumbles, then everything crumbles, and you won't be able to have a hold to work with because everything is so in control of the defense. So we'll see how our esports shape up in this round.
Yeah, and I mean, after that round, I really don't know what happened there, 1B, but after that round, I think both teams, you know, I mean, I'm lost in it. I really don't know what happened, but I think both teams, bit of a mental reset that round. But I mean, last time we saw this, I mean, it's obviously not the same. It's not dining mining, it's dining reading. But it's the same kind of, you know, same kind of play style. You hold above and then you have the vertical pressure from the attack of side if it gets that, if they're alive by then. And I think if our esports are just able to pick off the ones from the skylight, the ones from the hatch, the people who are playing a bit too aggressive, I mean, they can win. They can, you know, they can equalize the score and make it 2 rounds to 2 rounds. But I think the Blue Jays, after their mistake, they're not going to be able to do it again, and they're choosing not to. Who's just going to come in from Vapor, but as he realises he's a reinforced wall and have to rotate back around Longbar. But I think Blue Jays are actually, Blue Jays are actually in a very strong position. As Stuns will be stuck in freezer. I'm brain dead. He has a rotate straight back out of it. What am I saying? He does have support from RPT as well, and Brumbachi above. Just too much vertical.
Attackers have located a bomb.
1B up die. Verticality pressure from Blue Jays to counter or esports push. Swing comes out from Babachi. And Babachi still hasn't managed to find himself this game. Mycock finds Poos on the balcony. 5v4 now. First one comes out with 1 minute gone. Or esports still haven't managed to get control. Babachi finally finds his place in this match. Last killer adds on to it. And Mycock finds a double in this round. And it went from a 5v5 to a 1v5 in about 20 seconds as it falls, as a flawless round comes from Brumbachi as he finds himself.
Getting another stronghold, and this time it happens to be towards that cocktail bar area. Again, just really slowing down our esports and forcing them to make decisions, and they're making the wrong decisions. They're dying pretty easily. There's almost raid back. It feels like there's almost no effort when it comes to like them taking control of that second floor. It just all fell apart in a matter of seconds.
Defenders,
and
protect your
again,
bombs from being
second
defused
floor
by
control is usually what you want to go for when they're on the attack because it can make or break a round. If you have second floor control as the attackers, then it's more than likely that you will win that round. But again, our Esports didn't even get a sniff of the green because Blue Jays Academy, they just didn't allow them to. They wasted their time, forced them into their own angles. Our Esports didn't do enough to counter it. Third floor is going to be the next site for Blue Jays Academy. Last time they played this, they took out the lone hard breacher from our Esports as their first pick. And that really forced our Esports
5 seconds
into some difficult decision making, into some pretty awkward positions, and they couldn't really contest heavily into Cigar Lounge. Hopefully, or well, their goal and their objective in this round should be to keep Heavy alive long enough for them to be able to contest into Cigar, because they couldn't do it the last time they attacked the site.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's gonna be just moving on. I think it's gonna be the same hold from Blue Jays on this defense, and if RPT's able to get as much control as he did last round, he get enough he really capitalizes on the shotgun in the little shop there and with the hatch ready to drop if and when he needs to. It can just work out the same way as already Esports will be getting that small bar wall very early in the round, trying to push through Piano and take crystal control. But I think the Blue Jays there ready for the drop. If RPT doesn't get taken out, that red hatch is completely shot down as Icor takes out A&J. This man is on smoke as he's already got 5 kills and 1 death. Talking about entry from Barch, he's falling behind. 45 now as the opening entry comes out from Blue Jays, and Aura Esports already 1 man behind.
Our Esports, at least they don't lose their hard breacher, but they do lose one of their main entry fraggers and one of their main playmakers in A&J. I believe A&J in the last map had about 18 kills, and now he's kind of fallen off the mark just a little bit, starting this map off just a little bit too weak, but at least he has pools to make up for it. Now he's 4-2, finds himself a grenade kill onto RPT, and that takes out the smoke from being effective in those late round situations. They won't have any smoke grenades to work with, and Blue Jays Academy, they don't really have a utility to work with them when it comes to denying or slowing down our Esports. They don't have a nitro sub because Last Killer has already used that, or he's already used it. I'm pretty sure he's just already lost it. Vapor is down though, as our Esports are taking control, or they have taken control of the Cigar Lounge area. So this is a big improvement I've seen in the same site, and on the same site that they attacked in that last round. They got control of that west side of the map, but can they win it out? Vapor does die, but it's not the end of the world for them. A 4v3 with 35 seconds left on the clock. Well, they have to make it work. These players, they have to step up, but they're not doing it. They're losing gunfights. Thumbs finds Heavy. There goes Pools to fall, and the last domino is going to be fishing. It all just falls apart for our Esports. 4th round, or sorry, no, yeah, 4 rounds in a row for Blue Jays Academy as they find themselves on 4-1.
I mean, 4-1, it's a great start, especially on this defensive side. And, I mean, if they make it 5-1, it's just going to be a tough of a journey for Aura Esports to get out of it. But, I mean, they've set a really strong tone as we head back to kitchen, or service, and I call it kitchen service, because they're both called kitchen service and kitchen here, but I call it service kitchen. So, that's what I'm going to stick with. Stick by my word, and I think last time we saw this site, it was a 5v5 until the very, very, very last second. Literally, there was 7 seconds left, I believe. And I mean, someone's going to switch up. Well, they're probably not going to go for the vertical take because I don't see a buck. So it might be not a cafe, a bakery take. And I do love seeing a bakery take because it just, it's quite entertaining for me because I always love doing a bakery take. But I think it's a good push. People obviously do vertical, but if you manage to take all of that left-hand side of sight as you see on your screen, it will absolutely do you the world. And it's a free round if you get that breach open. You can hold the angles and you just play first plant.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I was dying. I had to mute myself because I was just dying. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Interesting though. See how our esports. What will our esports? What should our esports be doing to really fix their attacks? Because so far it's just been utter dominance. Maybe, you know, one thing they can fix is not have ANJ losing out his early engagements early on, because that has been really screwing over our esports. To be able to lose that Finka out early on, we know how influential the Finka is, and the early, mid, late round situations. She's very influential on the attack, and to lose her so early on, and also such a as powerful of a fragger as ANJ is, as he was on Villa, to lose him is a big blow. But Baker is there to step up as he finds the trade onto Icox.
Yep, because you know, Echo going down quite early. It's a tough one to see as it can do a lot of damage, but I mean, the attacker's attacking, a kill's a kill, and they're gonna have to live with it. You know, I said about this. You get this Baker control, if you get that breach open and more lines of sight, Blue Jays will be stuck in sight and there'll be nothing you can do as soon as you get that plant down. And they've listened to me, but they've only done half the job. All they need is to do that, to get that breach open and get the plant down. The nades come out to get that Maestro cam, I believe, but I mean, 1 minute 15 left. I think it's, I mean, you have that shield, right? No presence is actually behind that shield, but there's actually a man close. Not freezer, close. I completely forgot what that called. What was that called? 1B, please. It's prep. Sorry, prep. RPT finds 2 from prep as heavy falls 2v4. No, a 1v3 is 2 kills, a foul, a 1v2 now, a 1v4. Very realistic for Fishy to win this one out. Thumbs and last kill left alive. Could be a 1v1 though. Whiff comes up from freezer. 40 seconds left. They're looking not to lose this one as last killer finishes off as Fishy falls. 5-1 half. For Blue Jays, such a strong start, and it's going to be a tough one for Ori Esports to get out of it.
Bit of a tough pill to swallow for our esports. It looked very positive for them early on, as you mentioned. Bakery control is the key for the attack, and if you get bakery control on a kitchen attack, it's basically like a master key to the site. And Blue Jays Academy, they had bakery like wide open. Bakery, that one panel of the bakery wall wide open, just so they can freely rotate between bakery and inside of the site. Once that echo fell, once that shield was diminished and that player inside of bakery fell apart, it looked like it would be the end of times for Blue Jays Academy, but our esports just weren't able to pull it together. You saw the swing come in from prep with the shotgun, RPT getting himself a 2K in that round, and our esports just faltering again on the attack, and they're not able to find, well, not a lot of rounds. One is definitely not a lot of rounds on the attack, and now they switch on to the defense. Bit of a positive note, if you are an RN Esports fan, Cafe is a very hard map to attack on. That is no secret. Even in the attacker meta that we are in now, Cafe, very difficult map to attack on. Very defender-sided map according to the statistics. So, you know, maybe they'll switch it around on the attack, or sorry, and we'll see Blue Jays struggle.
I mean, yeah, they could struggle. But, I mean, all they need is 2 rounds, right? And if you're looking at the average, it's a 4-2 split. That's the average, right? You always see a 4-2 split, especially on Cafe. I mean, that's all they need. That's all they need. And so that's all they're looking for. 2 rounds. A 4-2 half, at most. Or even like make it a 2-3 half. You don't need all 6 rounds, because you only need 2 of those 6. But all esports need all 6 to win, but 5-1 to, you know, to get the overtime back in place we saw last time. But actually, Fishy's been downed already. The C4's on him, and I don't know where he's been down, but he's been down very beneath. I mean, miles away. Been down in train room. I don't know where that is. Maybe he was down in piano and dropped the hatch. But, I mean, that's a story for another day. As 1 minute 50 mark hits the clock as we see the first drop-in member come out from Brumbachi. But Brumbachi only got 2 kills. He found them both in 1 round as Castle. at Cocktail Balcony, but I mean, apart from that, he's been struggling to really find his position in this match. He nearly caught the man in train beneath from that angle through the floor, and oh, the C4 from Bachi barely stays alive as the C4 is just shot out before it exploded. I mean, 1B, you turned your head up for that one, but that was a close one. I mean, I just want to say something. Aura Esports, and they barely dropped the hatch because of the presence from RPT when they were attacking. And I just want to point out, Brumbachi dropped that hatch about 1 minute 30, 1 minute 40 mark. And that just shows something, but I cock and thumbs fall to Poos, and Poos will find another one to Brumbachi. It doesn't even matter when he drops the hatch because he'll be taken out anyway. 2v5 is Aura Esports win, or are looking to win the first round.
Well, let's see here. Glass Killer has something to say about it. Again, Finka is in play, and she has that opportunity to overheal. One grenade is still in the pocket of Glass Killer as well, Fishy and also Poos have suffered a lot of damage. Fishy more so because he is on very, very low HP. That looks to be about like 25, maybe to 30 HP. They don't give us numbers, so as casters, we do have to guess. Sorry about that. 25 seconds left on the clock, though, as the attack is slowly running out of time, and it looks like our Esports have done enough to hold on as they denied heavily the third floor control that comes in from Blue Jays Academy. And look at this, they've just forced themselves down hatches, down the stairs, and that's where 2 of those kills come from. One from the Mossberg at the bottom of those white stairs, and one, as you saw, the Finka drop on the floor. And according to that one song, yes, all the bodies do hit the floor. As our Esports to get their first run on the defense, Blue Jays Academy still have a handy dandy lead at 5-2, and it's not the end of the world. That attack is not a doomsday for things to come, as you know, again, attack might not be the easiest on Cafe, but like you mentioned, Squishy, all they need to do is just win 2 rounds.
Attackers
But
need to
again,
locate
it's
and
easier
defuse
said
as
than
many
done,
bombs as they
and we'll
can.
have to see how our Esports continue to shape up on this defense. Third floor is going to be the slight choice for them as they put themselves on, as we find ourselves in round 2.
Bomb located by attackers.
I mean, round 8, it's looking like it will be a bit around the... Wait. Wait, I'm... 2 things. Didn't our Esports just
10
win
seconds to go.
on this side?
No, it was a reading room and dining.
Second thing,
5 seconds
look at the
remaining.
left-hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Ying, Amaru, Grimlock, Capitao, and Finka.
The bomb.
Get ready for a journey. The Blue Jays, they're masters of the rush. We've seen them do it many times before, and they're not going to disappoint this time. They're all going to get ready in their positions. I think it's going to be, the cocktail, but no! It doesn't matter, because Brumbachi falls, and that Amaru gadget will be not going to any use. And, I mean, actually, killing Amaru there, it warns Aura that they're going to go for something aggressive, unless it was an off play. But I mean, maybe they might be ready for it. They're all getting ready to gather on the hatch, ready for the smoke grenades to pop out. The Incandelas are ready to go in. They're ready to repel. Oh, this is going to be timed. If they get timed correctly, this could be an absolute damage ball. Candela goes down, but nothing really matters. Capital, the smokes when the pressure comes in. Last killer finds 2 kills. Poos and Vapor fall. 4v3 now. Trying to go for the plant. Will be RPT, but instantly taken out by Fishy. 3v3 now. The push is going to come from contact balcony, but Heavy to cover. And Heavy to find Icock on the skylight. Maybe find the head will be thumbs onto Fishy, but I mean, that rush. As soon as Amaru fell, I think that whole attack fell as Blue Jays. They can't make it.
Can't make it. I thought it looked positive when I saw those 2 kills light up on the scoreboard for last killer, but then they just tried to funnel themselves inside the actual map and inside the site, and it all just went downhill from there, and our sports were just ready for it. Thumbs is going to be the last player alive. He just stuck himself up on the roof, and this is a good time for the Blue Jays Academy roster to be able to talk things over. Of course, not with their coach, but with themselves, with their own team, to be able to discuss, like, well, that didn't work. We still have more attacks to work with. We're still on well, almost match point. What else can we do on these attacks to ensure we put ourselves onto match point and to ensure that we can carry the win out on Cafe here? Because, I mean, that gives them enough time to talk. The round is over. Strong defense, though, from RA Esports. They get that first initial pick, figure out, okay, Amaru is the first one dead. That signifies that aggression is key. They did lose 2 players, put themselves at a man disadvantage, but then they quickly fought back. And, that's all that matters. Is, they're taking it one step at a time on Cafe.
I mean, just like it, newborn baby.
Attackers need to
One
locate and
foot,
defuse
then
bombs.
the other foot, then the other foot, then the leg. Wait, I said 3 feet. Then the 2 legs, and 2 feet. Then you stand up, and then you just start running. It starts with a walk, then you start running. Blue Jays were 4 rounds up, but now it's been minimalized to 2. As kitchen service will be the way which our esports go, but I mean, it's gonna be a lonely. I think that's Pooh's in sight. No, it's Caden's sight. A really lonely, heavy, setting up site all by himself with no one else around him. That's really
10
sad, isn't
seconds
it?
left.
It's a very sad story, 1B. All his site, doing everything by himself. All the
5 seconds to
reinforcements.
go.
Look at him. Look at him. He's struggling, man. He's struggling out here.
Attackers are moving out
But
to
honestly,
locate a bomb and
moving on to this round, Blue Jays Academy, they're going for a vertical take. You can see by their lineup, they've got the Jackal, they've got the Buck, and they've even got the Thermite if they decide to rotate either Freezer or Bakery. That's a choice for their decision on the late game, and also, even if you want to get that hatch open as well. Talking about the defense, though, on the side of Aura Esports, it's looking like the same kind of hold which Blue Jays did. You have that pressure on white, you reinforce it off, you make the rotate Freezer, quite default your own above. It's very much seems the route, and if Blue Jays, if they find a hole, they will decide to push through it as, Blue Jays, if you give them a chance, they'll take full advantage of it, and that's the thing with that, but Thumbs in, catches Who's off guard as he manages to drop the hatch, he breaks it. But 1B, what do you think about this round? Because we do see Aura Esports doing a very hard hold, but do you think Blue Jays are going to break through this and head their way onto site?
It's been very difficult to judge these attacking rounds from both of these teams because of that. The first pick has just been not really, there hasn't been like a consistent conversion rate. But RPT is going to be the first to fall. And that's their main heart breacher. Plus, the fuser is, I don't even know where the fuser is. It looks like it's on that second floor with A&J, and he's just on top of it. As that first pick does go through, I'm so very confused as we actually have some technical difficulties. We will be hearing my voice for most of this round, plus probably the next ensuing rounds. As again, they lose their lone hard breacher, and that could spell trouble for the Blue Jays Academy roster. It just looks off from here. There goes a second from Bark. She's the second to fall, and that's your one of your main entry fraggers off of the board. But again, losing that thermite could spell trouble, and they don't even have control of the pushy.
3v5, as you already said, from Brachi and RPT and Phil, and also, last killer managed to take out Vapor as he just fight back. 50 seconds left on the clock as Blue Jays finally have this vertical control. Icock still trying to do more damage, and Thumbs alongside him. They're gonna have to drop the hatch eventually. Gonna have to do something to break Aura Esports on the inside. Pressure's gonna slowly come in. 35 seconds on the clock. You still have the Jackal tracking those members outside of sight, but I mean, Aura Esports, they're holding it strong, and they've got the fuse as well. I mean, you said about this. Thermite's death is literally giving away this round, especially with the fuser in hand. I think it's all gonna fall down as one member falls from the side of Blue Jays with a double for A&J. As Thumbs goes, making it 1v4 nearly, actually, as Icock managed to stay alive, but not for much longer. A&J falls, last gonna find a double on the round. Will he manage to find the triple? No. He will manage to stay alive, and I mean, Aura Esports, they find another kill, and a timeout will be Blue Jays. Result of this.
Whew. I mean, I talked about A&J at the beginning of this match and how I felt like he just wasn't on his game, and guess what? I mean, he's found some comebacks. 6-6. He started off the match 1-5 on the attack as their Finka main Again, 6-6 is his scoreline, and in the past 3 rounds in a row, ladies and gents, first blood, he's been the one to get it for our Esports, and he has been influential along with the rest of the Esports roster has been influential in making this kind of comeback happen. I mean, they only have one more round to claim to fully pull off the comeback. But Blue Jays Academy, you're gonna take a timeout, and rightly so. It has been. I'm gonna count this right quick for everyone. Wait, what?
No,
Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, no, I'm so sorry. I am tripping. It has been 3 rounds in a row. I thought I was counting it wrong. Yeah, I thought I was counting wrong.
It was 5-1.
Yeah, three rounds in a row. I counted it wrong in my head, and I was also counting it wrong, writing it down. So I apologize if I confuse anybody out there. But Blue Jays Academy, I mean, it's been 3 weird attacks in a row that has just been mopped up and cleaned up by our Esports, and they haven't been able to find any consistency to be able to put themselves onto match point.
And I mean, the timeout just come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, last time we saw the timeout from Blue Jays,
Attackers
it
need
did
to
do
locate
something because
and
they
defuse
won
as
it
many
eventually.
bombs as
And
they can.
timeouts can be very strong or very damaging for both teams. And if Blue Jays really take it on board, and whatever's been said in that VC, in that call, in their team speak, whatever they're on, I believe it is team speak.
Attackers have discovered the
If
location
they take
of
it
a
on
bomb.
board, I mean, they just need to trust in themselves. Because Blue Jays play for Blue Jays. They don't play for themselves. They play for themselves, right? I thought will be going Ash. I think this might be a decision which happened in the timeout. That ICOT will be stepping up
10 seconds
instead
to
of
go.
Mbachi, and I think Mbachi will drop to maybe second entry as obviously Ash.
5 seconds to go.
And actually, it reminds me, we haven't seen Ash a lot, if not
No.
at all. I've only seen it once in Oregon. I think it was ICOC who actually brought the Ash out when it was Goldini's against Aura Esports, and it got a 3K or a 4K. So maybe.
Yeah, I mean, for Blue Jays Academy on their attacks, I'm gonna listen to what I could remember. They did bring out the Ash quite a bit, and it seems like they're gonna continue that trend here on Cafe. Of course, Ash is not a very bad operator, but she's not the best, especially when you're sizing her up against, well, one of her main comparisons in Zofia, considering the Zofia has concussive and impact nades, and Ash doesn't have flashbangs anymore. She does have 2 claymores, so she does have some util to work with, but she's not as powerful as she was like years ago. Like, I'm talking R4C before the R4C was nerfed. Like, even after the ACOG, because the R4C after the ACOG was taken off was still a very powerful weapon. But certainly Ash has fell down the pecking order, and for good reasons. Her guns are just not that great anymore. Her utility is not that great when you're comparing
You
it to
can't say
Ayana.
that, 1B.
No, I
Come
can.
on.
It's true. When you're
Come
comparing it
on.
to Ayana, think when you're comparing her
Nah,
to
watch
Zofia, you're not gonna pick an Ash.
1B.
You're not gonna pick an Ash over them. But I'm not saying Ash has been like a bad pick for them. I felt like they've been doing well. I mean, she's used 2 of her breaching rounds in order to clear some utility off of the board, and they do find the first pick, not through icons, but through thumbs on a Finka.
But I mean, Ash is Ash, right? It doesn't matter what gun she has. Ash is Ash. She doesn't even have a hitbox, so that's a +1 as well. She's runs faster than the wind. I mean, you can't disagree with that. That's a valid point in my books. But I mean, Thumbs does find the first entry on his role as actually a very aggressive line. We have Ash, Iana, Finka, and Sophia, both, seen as entering gops. Especially, well, I mean, depends how you play them, but I mean, both have very strong weapons. Oh, a crispy shot comes out from Angel. They take out Last Killer. It goes straight back to, slapping that wall up, as Last Killer does give a bit of an NS. Nice shot in chat as Last Killer has 11 kills. Unnoticed throughout this round, but unnoticed throughout the rest of the game, but noticing it now, but Barchi, I mean, I think he's disappointed himself, being honest. From the performance we saw from Villa, maybe Cafe just isn't his forte. But 30 seconds left to go. Vapor will be going for the flank, but maybe shooting the claymore will give some sound away. I don't think a drone will be there. Seems unmarked, but Fishy will find Thumbs. That being said, from Barchi, TKs, and oh no, it's going to be in a shambles. As Vapor finds a flank in A, and Jay finishes it off with his own double on white stairs. I mean, That timeout, I mean, didn't do much, did it?
No, not at all. No immediate effect felt from the timeout, and I mean, it's just been the same story from Blue Jays Academy. They just cannot find a win on the attack, and that's just that. It doesn't look like Cafe is a map that they're well versed on when it comes to attack, and it's kind of obvious that that's just the point. And our
Defenders,
esports
protect your
have been
bombs
able to
from being
mount
defused by
comeback.
attackers.
5-1 was the original scoreline come half, and you said all Blue Jays needed to do was win 2 rounds. They can't even find themselves one, as our esports find themselves 4 in a row
Oh
on the
no.
defense.
I think maybe our esports, I mean, maybe just Cafe's too difficult to attack. I mean, when I play on Cafe, even in like scrims, when I play for the old team, not like talent league or anything, but like, maybe it's because that teams are just playing too much for like
5 seconds
strats.
remaining.
Like, maybe they just need to like be brain dead once in a while. Like, maybe they just have to put out their brain dead. Like, rushes. Don't make it a tactical rush. Just run in there and kill them all. I mean, I don't know. Something.
They tried that though.
They tried that, but I think it was too tactical. They should just all
Yeah.
run in one site. I mean, maybe like sometimes you just have to be brain dead for it to work. You can't. Not you can real quick. Oh, that's actually a nice angle from AJ, but I mean, Brighty falls as he hits himself with a 0.25 KD. But I mean, as we're saying, sometimes you just gotta be brain dead. You can't win every round by being, by timing everything on the dot, by the millisecond, and making everything perfect. You just gotta do what you gotta do, realistically.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. The last killer has to get kills, and so he does. I mean, at least RPT isn't dying, just like how he did in that fight with them, because he was their only hard breacher, and he's able to open up an angle on that cigar lounge wall over here by the piano where Heavy is at. They have drones got out of his position. Him shooting that drone gives it away, and him battling it out on the top of these red stairs is also going to give away his position as well. A&J is going to swing and find one as he supports Heavy, and Jay's Academy. Could this be another attack in which they just cannot pull together? A 4v3 is certainly, winnable for them as they slim it down to a 3v3 through the efforts of Icox, who was certainly having the game of his life on defense. Not really finding the same sort of success on attack, but again, that is just how attack rolls on Cafe. It's just very, very hard. 3v3, a minute and 10 left to go, and you already hear the shots breaking out. It's gonna be an explosive end to this round. It's not gonna end peacefully.
Really isn't. But I mean, the first time I actually see like a 3v3, pretty much a standoff on any throughout the whole entire game, realistically, in terms of the attacking side. Michael will go for the push-up. He doesn't have the diffuser in hand. It'll be RPT has the diffuser, but he's gonna try and find that. I remember playing on that shield, but I think he won't find anyone. 35 seconds on the clock as it hits the 30-second mark, and this is where Aura Esports are gonna. No, this is where Blue Jays are gonna really try and have to push in. They're gonna have to force a plant down, and just all they need is one pick. They're looking for it. As you see, Icock, he's searching everywhere for it. Thumbs and RPT as well. All they need is this, but the swing comes out from A&J. They can revive him, but I don't think there's enough time on the board. Fishy and Freezer to support A&J on this hallway as well. Push is going to come in and it's going to the milliseconds. 5 seconds left on the clock. Fish goes to the swing, but loses the icon without diffuser. We'll actually go, but he has diffuser. 2v2 now. AJ finds thumbs, but no. Diffuser gets taken out as 1B shakes his head. Oh my gosh. Fishy. Big,
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah.
He's being fishy. But I wasn't shaking my head out of like disappointment. I was shaking my head because you saw RPT try and put himself in position in that 2v2, and he just couldn't really do enough to protect his teammate from planning. And I mean, when you're in a situation like that, very hard It's not necessarily very hard to cover for the planner because well, in that situation it was because most of the bar was open and you saw where Icox was trying to plant. He was trying to plant behind the bar, or not behind the bar, just like right to the side of it, and that was open.
Attackers need
Defense
to
could
locate
see it,
and
and
defuse
RPG was
bombs.
trying to get behind the defense. He was trying to move himself in a better position, and it was unfortunate that he couldn't really put himself in that
Attackers have
position
discovered the
to
location
win,
of a bomb.
despite all of the good control that Blue Jays fought for inside of Cigar Lounge, inside of Cigar Shop. They just lose too many bodies on the execute. They don't have enough time to work with, and in that situation they ran out of it and pull it together. It's another round for RA Esports,
10
and they
seconds
take
left
the
before
lead here on Cafe for the first time,
5
or not
seconds
the
left
first time, the
before
second
insertion.
time in this matchup. And now they're on match point,
Attacker's objective
and this
is to
isn't
defuse a bomb.
what you had in mind when Blue Jays Academy were 5-1 up. It's not what I had in mind. I thought it'd just be a quick 2-0 here. But our esports, they find the resilience, they find the mental fortitude to fight back and go. And Blue Jays look like a shell of their former self.
But maybe this is just the way it goes for Blue Jays. There is one map left in it. It's Skyscraper, but I mean, Blue Jays Academy. All they need is one round to get. All they needed was one round to secure overtime. But now it's got to the last chance they can do this. Last killer will take up Vapor as that Jaeger falls as he gets a bit too aggressive on that reception. Double door.
Changing mags.
And I mean, one bid's really getting nerve-wracking for Blue Jay Esports, and even for Aura Esports to Blue Jays Academy, but for Aura Esports to hold it off. I mean, it is really going down to the last minute for Blue Jays. They've had so many chances to win rounds, and this is going to be the last chance. 1 minute 50 left. Vertical control is in play as Stums is gonna find some feet. Whose feet is that? That is the smelly feet of Malusi. On white stairs, he drops back. You know, he doesn't want to be hunted by 3 members from the vertical push. But I mean, 1B. It's going to be self-said here. Blue Jays Academy, they're going to have to pull something because Aura Esports, they're just holding their positions. Nothing's making them shake. Nothing's making them move. They are safe and sound behind their shields in sight. They've got enough utility to hold it off.
See if they have the gun power as well. Utility is obviously very important, but also the gunfights are very, very important as well because this is an FPS before it is anything else. Here the Bug Skeleton Key go off as they continue making vertical angles above Blue Jays Academy. They have control, and that's not been an issue for them. They can get control of a certain area if they wanted to. It's just been these late round situations which don't really fit them. They can't win these late round gunfights. They let our esports get a little bit too settled on the site in their positioning, in their angles, and they're not really doing a lot to pressure them. But speaking of pressure, Heavy is feeling a lot of it as grenades, or not grenades, but stuns go out to his position. Do they know about Pooh's position? Yes, they do, and he's in support of Heavy behind that shield and Christmas, but not no longer. Heavy's so is Pooh's. It's amazing play from Blue Jays Academy, but they have 20 seconds left, and we've seen these situations flip on its head. 15 seconds left as a team kill rings out. Another kill this time for Thumbs, and the last player alive is going to be Fishy. He's an Echo, but he can't do anything from Bakery, and it is Blue Jays Academy to finally find an attack when it matters most. Throw a nice from the Ayana, and now we're in OT.
I mean, it had to go to the very last chance. Like, it had to go to the very last chance to win it out. I mean, literally the last chance. I mean, Last Killer did go insane, but I mean, it was a good play from Last Killer, which finished the job. But now, 6-6, and if we're looking at statistics, Aura Esports are going to win because they're on the defense. And if nothing changes from these attacks,
Defenders,
because
protect your bombs
I
from
don't know
being
what
defused
the
by
actual
attackers.
percentage rate is for both of the attacker side. It's 20% when they've won the attack out of the 6 rounds. But I mean,
Attackers have located a bomb.
I'm actually just doing a bit of maths here. I am doing a bit of maths. Please forgive me.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
'cause-
That's pretty accurate. Both of these teams have been pretty poor in converting their attacking rounds, and again, that's the norm here on Cafe. But
I mean,
one round on the attack for both teams. That's not
Yeah.
too good. That's not too
10 seconds.
and
Insertion.
Blue Jays need at least one,
5
but
seconds.
they've only got 2 chances on this to win an attacking round, and I mean,
Attackers objective.
it took them 6
Bomb.
rounds to find one attacking round. But now they only have 2 chances, and I mean, obviously, they did just win an attacking round, so that momentum can be brought forward. But I mean, 1B, I think the round is going to speak for itself. As actions speak louder than words. I mean, Aura Esports, they've played this correctly too many times before. They've acted on a rush, and they've acted on a proper piano take. But I mean, what will it take for Aura Esports to crush?
Teamwork is the dream work here for Blue Jays Academy, and that has to be something that they've been powerful because you mentioned before that Blue Jays Academy is just going to play like the way that Blue Jays Academy plays, and you know, if all goes well, then all goes well for them. But it hasn't been a fairy tale story for them so far in Cafe. It's been a tilting match for them so far, as I imagine, because losing so many attacks in a row when you're in such a good lead can be so mentally damning. Though the first pick does go into Blue Jays Academy's favor, and that's Vapor off of the board. That's already the smoke down, and so now they're left the worse for wear are Esports when it comes to wasting time and choking out the attacker's health through those smoke grenades, because the smoke grenades, they last for 15 seconds, and that could be a lot of time wasted for Blue. We've seen them run down their own before, and now that the smoke is gone, they won't really have to worry about them.
Yep, and I mean, with Last Killer, I mean, 16-6, he's probably feeling himself this time as he takes Brumbrachi position here on Cafe. So, speaking of Brumbrachi, he will find a close gunfight, but none bullets landed on either side, as that is a peak angle, and no, Castle goes for the swing again, but the jump belt will do it for him as Blues find Brumbrachi. But this gives Blue Jays the intel that there's one member of sight. It's technically a 3v4 if they decide to push in now. 50 seconds on the clock, though, as Poos is going to rotate back up. Right, I mean, what impact is that? So they can go for the block. That being said, Dums finds A and J. Will this be the time that Blue Jays win the attacking round for the first time? I don't want to cast this curse it, but it will be looking like it. Heavy playing close long bar. And he will actually go for the crowd shot. He has his power position, he's unknown. His teammates will be throwing for him as a 3v3 comes out. As he shoots through the smoke, another swing comes out. The 2v3 now makes it a 2v2, and a 1v2 leaves it up. 1v2 still. Fishy left alive, but no, finished off by Poos as he rotates back up White through into Piano. They thought it was going to be their attacking round, but no, they fight back as Aura Esports make it 8-7.
Trend continues on. Cafe is just gonna be defense. Can Aura break that trend and win Cafe and bring us into Skyscraper? We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, or just find out in this very next round. Blue Jays Academy is gonna pick Kitchen, and for the most part, again, both of these teams' defenses have been pretty okay. Well,
Attackers
good
need to
enough
locate
to
and defuse
deny
bombs.
as many attacks as both of these teams have against the other team. And so I feel like it's not going to be anything to worry about for Blue Jays Academy. Clearly, though, they have that so many rounds in relation, and 5 rounds in a row that I've counted. Also winning that defensive round, which puts them on OT match point. That could really help boost their confidence, really help boost the momentum and mental that ride that they're on at the moment. But for Blue Jays Academy, again, they're going to be feeling a little bit
10
down
seconds left.
because they should have been able to win it in regulation. But now they put themselves in a
5
situation
seconds
to win. But again, they're on the defense. Kitchen is going to be the site of choice, and
Attackers
it'll
are
be
moving out to
interesting. I
locate
remember
a
the
bomb and
last
defuse
time
it.
we saw this site play from Blue Jays Squishing, where like they left Freezer Wall unreinforced. Both of these teams did it on their defensive, and well, they lost bakery control as a defense. Both of these teams really early on. So we'll see how our esports do.
Yeah, but I mean, or esports. I mean, or esports. They know how to win this site and they have the power to do it. But it's this whole game is up to Blue Jays to win this. They have the position to change it completely out schemes, right? Or esports, they can do whatever they want, but it's up to Blue Jays Academy if they want to win it or not. No matter kills, Blue Jays, it's up to them if they want to hold down the site. It's up to them if they want to get the attack, if they win this round after this. I mean, from Bracha cleaning up kitchen service, but I mean, the stress is really going to start coming. It's already esports, already making their presence known and reading corridor. As he's trying to look around, as thumbs falls early to Vapor. Could this be the fall of Blue Jays Academy? Will it go to Skyscraper? But, I mean, they can still do it with 4 members alive, but with the 4v5 and the 1-man advantage, 1B, it's looking like it'll be a struggle.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Looking like it will be a struggle indeed, because control is in favor of our esports. Now, this is not uncommon considering what I've seen. Not being like have faced so far from both of these teams, where like they just give up. They don't normally contest second floor. They don't have a strong second floor hold in order to slow down the attack or deny second floor against the attack. For the most part, it's been pretty easy for either one of these attacks to claim second floor control. And so our esports have that, plus they have the main advantage. Though it remains to be seen how they're gonna do when it comes to the execution part, because that is what both of these teams struggle with. It's not with gaining control early on. It's not with getting the first pick. It's with the execution. It's with time management. And as time gets lower, our esports, the attack, aka our esports, is going to be getting more desperate. 35 seconds left on the clock. Time is ticking as, according to Damian Lillard's watch, you know, you gotta be cooking here. 25 seconds left now. And our esports, again, they're not really, they're just running their time low. This execution is pretty weak, but they're just going for a full drop into freezer. Smoke grenades have to be coming out. RPT's not really paying attention, though. The Echo drone does find one. Vapor is still getting the plant down. Bodies are flopping, falling. Grenades go out. It gets still denies the plant. 1 second left. And it's Blue Jays Academy to get that defensive round off of a fantastic double kill with the Nitro Cell from Last Killer.
Oh, well, I think that round has said enough for itself, as time was of essence as our esports had to push in at one point, and that double C4 cleaned up the rounders. That's an MV most value. Yeah, that KC4 was the MVP for that specific round. And I mean, I'm disabled. Reading Fireplace. It was the first round Aura Esports started on the defense. Could it be the last to win it out? I mean, Blue Jays Academy, Aura Esports on the defense and Blue Jays on the attack. I mean, 1B, it's going to be the fight of, fight of a century, I'd say. I mean, considering that the attack has been such a rare sighting, it's like a wild animal in the forest. Like, you've never seen it before. A win on attack? What? Never heard of it. But I think Blue Jays, if there's a team to win on attack with such a large amount of pressure to clean it up, it will be Blue Jays. Well, I know they want to clean it up here. They want to finish it. They don't want to go to the third round. They want to make sure that they stay dominant right now. But I mean, 1B, it's going to be close, as they're going to have to take vertical control, then just play from there. You've got the Osho as well. You've got the full lineup. You've got the last two lineups we're going to be seeing on Cafe on this second map. And I mean, 1B, what have they got to show?
They got to show, they have to, show us how to win an attacking round on Cafe if you're Blue Jays Academy, and if you're our esports, will continue that trend of defense is just taking over all of Blue Jays Academy, take the whole series events further up the winners bracket. And well, rip away your chance of participating in Titan series at all. Well, that's yet to be seen because both of these teams are heavily contested on this map of Cafe. So far, so slow from both of these teams as there's no initial pick to be reported because Blue Jays Academy, they're attacking on the west side of the map, but they find themselves 2 kills, Fishy and Heavy fall, and that gives them mining and trade control. But what else do Blue Jays Academy have to show for it? Because they don't necessarily have control over anything else. So it's clear that they're going for a dining push.
Oh no, ANJ might have a power play here as well. They can find an angle through that hole. Nearly finds Osa's head. Oh, it's really getting to the thinnest of wires. As Blue Jays are currently walking on that thin wire. But I mean, from Ratchet's above, he's applying a bit of pressure just to keep the defenders on their toes to make sure that they don't go slithering back to site just yet. But I mean, ANJ, he's watching those feet holes ready for the pushing. But I think Osa's going to go in. He has the shield ready. And I think they're going to be planting behind his shield. Poos does have the C4, but he's not in the position to C4 when they go in, as he will be, you know, near Shiko underneath that hatch. I mean, 1B, it's really getting to the last second. 1 minute left on the clock. ANJ is going to be holding those feet hole. Vapor's going to be holding the entry onto site and the window jumping. And Pooh's left above to make sure he goes down. That the jump doesn't come down. Fan's going to go for the feet hole. But he doesn't get taken out. RPTs manages to get the plant down. Will this be the end? Last killer is going to finish off the 1v5. Never not winnable. Vapor finds Icon. The swing comes out. And Blue Jays, the GG. No way. The rare sighting of an attack. I mean, Blue Jays, man, you've done it there. You had to take it to the last round to win that attack and then clean it up here. I mean, 1B, what a sighting we've seen today. It was nothing better. I mean, it was so much better than what we saw last time on Oregon, which was 8-7. I mean, Villa as well. What a great showing from these two teams. I mean, last killer pulling through in their yarn. I mean, it all went down there. I mean, 1B, what a smile on your face, man. I'm happy to see that go through. Obviously, I do love Icock, the man himself, so I am happy to see him win that one out. And I mean, you never thought it would happen, would you, 1B?
I mean, no, not really. That attack started off really rightly. I mean, again, 2 kills towards that mining, sorry, I had to burp.
1B, 23 kills.
23 kills for last killer.
killer. 7
I gotta
deaths.
remind you guys. You guys of his stat line in the last match. Actually, he went 8-9 in the last map of Villa, and look at him turn up
my God,
on
wow.
Cafe today. 23-7, an emphatic performance from Diana, and Blue Jays are going to most definitely be singing his praise. It's a heartbreaker though for R, because that means that their journey ends in the Titan series. It's a heart jerker, tear jerker for them, but it's emphaticness on the side of Blue Jays Academy. We do have a special guest here for an interview. It's Icox from Blue Jays Academy. How are you doing, bud?
Oh, doing great.
Mate, what a showing. I mean, last killer dropping 23 kills. Icon, what do you think of that one? I mean,
Yeah, last kill is just better.
he just is, man. I mean, Blue Jays Academy, I mean, Goldini's being picked up by this organization. Very professional word. I didn't say org, I said organization. Yeah. But I mean, it was a great shot. It was a great game, and I mean, Icon, you were scaring me. You didn't win any attacker rounds to the very last one, and then you managed to win on the last round as well. I mean, no one actually, I think there was 4 attacker round ones in total by both teams together. And I mean, Icock, man, you've really pulled that one out of the bag, especially with you and your team. I mean, it was a great sight for me, and it was great sighting from you, and it was a great experience for me and 1B. But I mean, Icock, do you have anything to say about that game before we move on to the questions?
Hello.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said Icox. My fault. That's why I didn't say anything. Everybody was like being weird and silent, and I was like, oh.
I did say Icox.
Oh, you said Icox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, did I say 1B?
Yeah,
Moving
you
on,
said-
Icock, what do you have to say before we move on to the questions?
What should I say? They lost the game because they needed to trash talk. That's all.
Whoa, shots being fired on the
Yeah.
side of Thai League.
Like, after the 5-1 spot, we thought, yeah, they were a bit easy. Then we throwed like 3 rounds in a row.
Mm.
Then there was like the one reading attack was unlucky, where we were like, I don't know, 4v5, 4v3, 4v4, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was some positioning mistakes, and then we lost another round stupid on top floor because we had no utility for the bulletproof. But then I said to the guys like, we can't lose against them. It's not on cafe, and then we just like pulled a good attack for kitchen because they gave us the space. I don't know why. But then we won the gunfight, and overtime was unlucky. We should have closed it with the first attack.
Yeah, because we were saying that all they need is 2 rounds to win it out. But I mean, it was a great thing to see. But I actually have a question from me. When you were attacking, Icon, you know when I don't know what round it was, but when you were attacking, right? I think it was maybe you defending. It was like a 5v5 until the last like 7 seconds. I think you were defending.
Defense.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys like not push or like? Did you guys even roam? I don't even actually remember probably, but like, did they like do anything to like attack you in sight? Because it was really weird. Like 7 seconds left, and then the kills came out.
Like, I don't know, they were like extremely slow on attack. Like the first, if we could not go like mining in the first attack, it would be a 6-0 because they were sleeping. I don't know what they did. And like this round, we had 2 echo cans and 2 Maestro camps alive. They had like no utility clear. They just played vertical and that's all. So it was obviously we win the round.
Yeah, I mean, I was just me and we were like so confused. I was because in the cast, me and when we were like staying silent for the whole entire thing until someone actually killed someone, and we couldn't because there was no kills being found for like 2 minutes. So yeah, but I mean, well, but do you have any questions? Because I'm just shocked, to be honest. I'm just stunned.
This one is a bit more straightforward. I do have a couple of questions, and I'll like lead it on into something else, or actually I only have like maybe one or two. But the one question that I had was about the very last round of Villa. You guys decided to pick a clash. Was that primarily just the way that clash operates, which is just like time wasting potential, or was it just to kind of like tilt our esports a little bit? Because we saw a lot of tilting in this match, especially in the text chat.
Nah, like we know we thought they could not play against her. That's all why I picked her. And it worked. Like they were just focusing on me, then they got picked one by one.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously Clash is very useful on both Cafe and Villa, and it was only used once. But I put also another thing, like, oh wait, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I completely forgot. Wait. Oh, I completely forgot. 1B, you asked a question and I try to remember again. I completely forgot. So.
Well, yeah. So obviously, you guys go to play on Praetorian next week. You guys knocked out our esports today, and they're out of Titan League until Titan League is coming back next season if they do qualify or whatever the case may be. But again, you guys play Praetorian next week, and if I think you secure your spot for Titan League next season. So, how do you feel about securing your spot for next season? How do you feel about playing Praetorian next week? Are you guys, I mean, I don't want to say not nervous, but how are you guys feeling? How are you guys preparing for that? What's your plan?
Well, I don't want to leak too much, but preparing will be fun against them because 2 guys are on LAN and so they are not available over the weekend. But we know how they play. We know we know how to counter it, and if it works against them, it would be nice. And yeah, this with the playoff spot with the Titan series spot for next season, we are happy. So we don't need to go and qualify again.
Yeah. Also, another thing I hope. Did you? Because I remember a question. Did you expect? Could you restart? Obviously, you played Aura Esports as Goldinis, as the name Goldinis. But did you expect anything more? Did you expect a difference from their playstyle, or any difference from how you played them today?
No, they were like doing it what we thought they would do.
So you you knew what they were gonna do. And you were able to like play with what you knew previously about them.
Yep. Like I don't know, both games could be like a 7-2, 7-3, or 7-1. But I don't know, we did it close against them. I don't know what happened sometimes, to be fair. But I think, yeah, they played like we want to do it, so we could win both maps.
Yep. And another thing, ICOC, do you think you can win Titan Series? Because that is a big question. It shall be asked.
Bro, no, I will not answer this question. I don't want to jinx
Right.
anything. Like,
Yeah,
like, you need to know.
that's fair enough.
Like it's Siege. It can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Like PRT, I don't know what we will do against them. After the game, we can see if we can win it or not.
Yeah, because it's all about taking Trippin's money. That is the main
Yeah.
thing, which everyone loves. Trippin loses money, everyone's happy. So it's good to see that. But I mean, I got before we head off and end the stream. So I think me and Wumby are finished with the questions unless you have any, Wumby.
No.
Anything you want to say to people watching or anyone? Your mum, your
Oh.
dad?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for
And-
the good cast. Always
You're
a
welcome.
pleasure to get casted. And yeah, for the guys who supported us, thank you. And you're loved from the team. And also, sorry that the game was so close, but I think it was better to watch if it's a close
it
game.
definitely was ICOC.
Then have
Also-
a nice one. Oh, you
Yeah,
have a
also,
question?
I'm just saying, I can't stop calling you ICOC. Like, it's just
I
a
know.
habit. I don't even mean to call it. I just think about it. But yeah, it was very nice to have you here, ICOX. I will professionally let you exit from the VC. I mean, it was great to have you. Thank you very much for coming on, and I mean, take the great win. It was a great game to watch and cast, and I bet you Trippin enjoyed it as well because he's just been observing 24/7 for the rest of his life. Yeah, Trippin's hungry. He wants food, but I mean, ICOC, thank you very much. Hope to see you in the future and your future games. So, see you then.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ah, well, what a game. What a map to end on, man. Wambi, that was a really fun game to watch, as you can see from my smile. I mean, I'm always smiling, but that was a fun game to watch, and I mean, it's been me, Squishy. It's been Wambi, and I think, Wambi, you can finish off the stream, because I am taking a sip of my drink.
While you take a sip of your drink, I do want to put the reminder back out there. I know we reminded you guys before we switched onto Cafe, but qualifications for season 8 is almost here. Sorry, registration had already started on the 24th of July in 2022, and they will stay open up until this Sunday. So you still have enough time to sign up. You still have enough time to make your name known inside of the qualifiers of Talent League. But that's all I wanted to remind you guys of.
Oh,
Actually,
also-
no, not that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I almost forgot. We do have another game this Friday. It may or may not be streamed, but it's most likely that it will. It's between Machine Soldiers versus Maestria Esports in the Titan series, just like what we had here today. But that will conclude this stream. And that is all from me, Wumby, and Squishy. We'll see you guys. Well, we won't see you guys this Friday, but we hope to see you guys soon as Titan Series just gets spicier.
See ya.